Welcome, folks, to Garage Sports Ohio.
Hey, glad to see you, audience. Glad to see you, folks.
Oh, snap, we back.
We back.
All right, so as far as this intro is concerned, I want to hear from the people. There's a couple things we're going to talk about during this episode that I want to hear from you. I want to know what your thoughts on who's going to win, Ohio State or Notre Dame. I want to see that in the comments.
Heck yeah.
And I want to see who you think is going to win all four games in the divisional round. And I want to see that in the comments.
Yeah.
Just drop it down in there.
Heck yeah.
Let's have some fun with it. We're going to tell you everything. We're going to tell you who we think is going to win the Natty. We're going to tell you who we think is going to win in the divisional round, and we're going to go from there.
Yep.
Today's episode's very, very football based.
Mm-hmm.
To start off, but I will also say we're going to start off with something other than outside of football.
What?
We're going to start off with Bill Self, the head coach for the Kansas Jayhawks. He has officially won his 600th game with Kansas.
Wow. That's outstanding.
That's insane. So
Wow.
he's only got 141 losses in 20. This is his 22nd season with Kansas.
Wow.
To have that many wins is insane, especially when you consider he's had to vacate 15 wins.
Well, I wonder why they had to do that for.
I'm not positive as to why that season had to go that route. I'm sure if I did some digging, I could find out without a problem. Especially since I know which years it was.
Right.
But 10 of those were conference wins that he had to vacate. Then also he was suspended in 2022.
Maybe that's why he didn't get they vacated the 10 wins.
The weird part is, so he vacated those 15 wins in 2017, but he was suspended in 2022.
Oh.
So I'm not positive as to either of those, but either way, that's a huge accomplishment knowing that.
Oh yeah, 600 wins is really good for an
college basketball.
NCAA college basketball coach.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
And there's only one person I know
that is really, really good, and that's
Coach K.
Coach K, yes. Yes, from Duke.
It was Duke. I couldn't remember where he was from. Coach K.
Yep. Coach K.
Because he coached in the Olympics and stuff.
Yes, he did. And he also, he did. He coached in Olympics with Jordan, LeBron. He loved coaching for Jordan. He thought he was the best NBA player around. So, yeah.
Coach K is the most with 1,202 wins.
Oh, yeah.
On his college coaching career.
Oh, yes.
He's incredible. But 600 is still...
But you got to remember... Well, go ahead, Brandon. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say 600 wins is still incredible.
Oh, yeah. 600 wins out of 22 years.
22 years is incredible.
Yeah, now, to be clear, that's his coaching record with Kansas.
Oh, yeah?
That's just Kansas.
That's just Kansas.
There's Kansas? Wow.
He has 819 in total.
I mean, Kansas has always been a really, really dominant team.
Yeah, they have.
In basketball.
Yeah, they have.
They just recently became a football team as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's been the head coach of Kansas since 2003.
Oh, good.
So when you talk Kansas Jayhawks basketball in our era, it's Bill Self.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
He's the guy. And I mean, we're in the era of one and outs.
Oh, yeah.
So he's doing it with 1-year players and restarting the next year.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's outstanding.
I'm not sure. And another thing I do know is from looking at this, he has been involved in every single bracket since 2003. Except for, in 2020 when it was canceled due to COVID.
Right.
He's got, his first year, Elite Eight, then 2 2 years in a row, round of 64, then Elite Eight, then a champion, Sweet 16, round of 32, Elite Eight, runner up, Sweet 16, 2 more round of 32s, 2 more Elite Eights, Final Four, round of 32, 2 more times, another championship, and then 2 more round of 32s.
Wow. He's had at least two or three championships. Wow. That's outstanding.
I mean,
That's outstanding for a coach.
yeah, he's got two
championships.
Division I tournament championships,
Yep.
4 regional Final Fours. He's won the Big 12 tournament 8 times.
Wow. Wow.
He's won the Big 12 in general 16 times.
Wow.
Sheer and utter dominance.
Wow. That lets you to know right there how good of a coach he is. I mean, good Lord.
And prior to that, he won a Big 10 tournament, and he won the Big 10 twice in his 4 years with Illinois.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And he won the WAC with Tulsa 2 out of the 4 years he was there.
Oh wow. That is out.
So I mean, it seems like everywhere he goes, he wins. He's won AP College Coach of the Year twice. He's won NABC Coach of the Year, Naismith Coach of the Year, USBWA District Coach of the Year, all in different years.
Oh wow.
The only one that overlaps is 2016. He won 2 of them. 6-time Big 12 Coach of the Year, 5-time Big 12 AP Coach of the Year. Yeah, the light being on probably a good idea. He is a part of the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame.
Right.
I mean, he's done things. He's definitely a phenomenal head coach. He was the head coach for the United States.
Yeah. This year, I think
he's won gold twice.
Yeah. Yeah. But I hate to tell you this, they ain't going to be like 2 more months, and March Madness is just around the corner.
I know March Madness is coming up.
Yeah,
I'm pretty excited for that. We're going to be.
I am too, because man, it's all these. Not only the Big 12, Big 10.
It's everybody.
Yeah, you got like the Division I,
St. Mary's,
a
bunch of teams that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Like
St. Francis, all them.
Yeah. Anytime you get a 64 team bracket, 68 teams, I believe it is, with the playing games.
I think 64.
No, I think it's 70. It might be 72 because you have 2 playing games, one for the 11 seed, one for the 10 seed.
Yeah, you do, because there's East, West, North, and South.
And some of those teams are dangerous. You never think they're going to win, and some of them just pull it out.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's 16 and 11.
I mean, even with big seeds, Brandon, I mean, like North Carolina or Duke or Kansas even.
I've seen it, yeah.
And Michigan or Northwestern. I mean, these little schools are not a team to mess with when it comes into the playoffs and the March Madness. You know what I mean?
Some of them are coached really well.
Oh yeah, there's some good coaches like UCLA, and they're really good.
They got sharp defense and
yeah,
I mean,
coached really well.
The big thing is you got the blue bloods. You know, your Kansas, your North Carolina, your Duke, your all these teams, and it's like, oh, so they're good always.
But when you get these little
Iowa State.
That does 3-pointers and does really good defense. I mean, it's like the boxing one, the doing zone, the 2-3 zone, or doing a trap, and their defense is just phenomenal. I mean, I'd love to see March Madness.
Yeah, well, and another thing, when it comes to basketball instead of football, one of the beauties of basketball is upsets are more likely to happen.
Right.
Because when it comes to football, a lot of your upsets happen in football too.
Yeah.
But when it comes to basketball, it doesn't matter. If you're like a super low ranked team, you could beat the big team. They have a bad day, you go off.
Oh yeah, you're done.
Anything can happen.
Oh yeah,
truly beautiful.
Yes. And may I say something real quick? I know we're in the NCAA right now, but a famous uh, person passed away just 2, 3 days ago, and he was an announcer for the Kansas City Royals, and I can't remember his name.
That's important.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember his name to save my life. But I seen him and I'm going, oh my God. You remember when he did uh I can't man, I can't remember his name to save my life.
Do.
Right there.
What?
78.
That's a pitcher.
Oh. I know he was announcer.
And this was December 4th. Everything's 2024. I have no idea, sir.
I know there was an announcer that passed away, and I can't remember his name to save me.
Do. Okay, that's not helping at all.
No, it's not.
Oh, here we go. This might be it.
Yeah, it's him right
Bob
there.
Ewiker.
Bob York.
Ewiker.
Yorker.
Or however you say that. He was 90 years old after battling small cell lung cancer.
Yes.
He played catcher for the Braves, Cardinals, and Phillies and Braves in the 60s.
And he was an announcer also.
He was famously self-deprecating about his playing career because he only played for 5 years. The career highlights, I had two. He often joked, I got an intentional walk from Sandy Koufax, and I got out of a rundown against the Mets. But he was a famous broadcaster.
Bob Euchre.
For the Milwaukee Brewers.
That's his name, Bob Euchre.
Yep.
Bob Euchre.
And it was the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yep. Milwaukee Brewers. I'm sorry, Chuck. I'm sorry, folks.
It's the second longest tenure behind Denny Matthews for the Royals.
Yeah,
that's where you got the Royals.
Yeah. I seen it on the news. When was it? Last night or night before last? And I'm going, oh man, he was a really good announcer, and he was also on TV.
He was on the Johnny Carson show, Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm. And he did a movie for the Indians.
Homeward Bound, Lost in San Francisco, Puppy Dog Pals, and Monsters at Work. He also voiced an umpire in Teacher's Pet.
Right.
That's all I got here. But very sad news. I mean,
yeah, he was a really famous
anytime
announcer.
You could be an announcer from 1971 to 2024.
Yes.
My goodness, 53 years?
Yes.
That's insane.
My sympathies to the family of Bob Euchre.
Yep. Let's see here.
How do you think baseball changed to him after all those years? You think it was a drastic change going from then until now?
I think he had a really good career. I mean,
well, I would imagine the game changed a ton.
From baseball to being an announcer,
all the way to from playing then and then announcing it till you're 90.
Yeah. From the 70s till now, baseball's changed a
ton. Yes, it has. A lot. Really.
But on that note,
all right.
Now we're going to get into talking about some college football.
Mm-hmm.
So since we last filmed, the Buckeyes have beat the Longhorns.
Yep.
To make their way into the national championship.
I mean,
what a damn game.
What a good game. I mean, that defense of Texas was really good. I don't know what happened. No. I mean, there at before the half. I mean, Ohio State got their act together, and Will Howard threw that pass to Travion Henderson, and just
He was
70-yard stamper,
75 yards.
75-yard stamper for a tutty.
And the only passing touchdown by Ohio State all game.
Yeah, and that was
It was well called.
Oh man, I'm telling you, that was a run. I mean, that was really good. Jenkins got a tutty too.
No, he got 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah. But anyway, Jenkins. Well, I say Jenkins because I like him.
But then you should call him Judkins. It's his name.
Junkins. Then, and anyway, Henderson is one of my favorite running backs for Ohio State.
I mean, when he hit that hole,
oh my God, he was gone.
He was gone. Nobody was.
There was nobody catching him.
I got to give credit to Texas's defense.
Yeah,
they had a great game plan going up against Jeremiah Smith.
Oh yeah, 1 catch for 3 yards.
And then not only were they double teaming Jeremiah Smith, they were double teaming Obuka.
They had a corner, and then they had someone over top.
Yep. Yes.
Take away that deep threat.
Take away the long threat.
Yeah. Yes.
All that being said, I think the beauty of it is this was a defensive stalwart.
Yeah.
I know it was 28-14. You think 28 points, that's a good day.
Oh, yeah.
But that is not a good day for Ohio State's offense. They were under constant duress. It was a defensive game all day. Texas could not get a running game going.
Right.
Trevion Wisner had 17 carries, 46 yards.
Yeah. You got to give credit for Ohio State's defense, too.
Absolutely.
Oh, my God. Jack Sawyer was a monster. I mean, him and that. Who's that other defensive end on the left side, Brandon?
Chuck, you want to say it?
No, I'll let you.
JT Tumalau.
Yeah, both of them was monsters. I mean, that defense. I mean, even the secondary was even phenomenal.
You got to give credit to.
There was a couple pass interference we did, but man, they're at the
Wait, timeout. Who the hell is we?
Uh-oh.
You take your ass back to Ann Arbor.
Oh.
We don't want you now.
Just saying. I'm sorry, but in my paper, I got Ohio State winning over whatever. But you want to? I'm going for the Big Ten. You can just sit over there and shut up. But anyway,
that's
Brandon. But this is what I'm saying. Jack Sawyer won MVP in that game. And I'm telling you, he deserved it when he hit that quarterback and he bounced that ball, came right into his hands. Gone. I mean, Stanford, 82 yards.
75.
82. For a tutty.
Yeah, him. Yeah, you're right.
For a tutty. I mean.
My thing is that who the heck runs a pitch play on the 1?
Nobody. I wouldn't even do that. And that defense, I can't believe that free safety ran in there and got that running back and held
Ransom.
Him. Yeah, and got him. And I love how they all pitched in together and tackled him.
Downs missed him, but Ransom was there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, my take on it.
I think it was a bad call.
Yeah.
A bad play call.
Yeah, well, I mean, so here's the big thing. Okay, if you're coaching and you're looking at everything that's happened in this game, you can't get a running game going up the middle. Your pass game's struggling, right? What's the other option? Try to get it outside. Try to run that outside kind of play. Try to get around the edge of that defensive front that's been, what are they, number one in the nation at red zone?
Yeah.
So you try to get around them on the outside, and, well, they got hemmed in. So I understand the attempt because you got to take it away from that middle. Because when you're facing Ohio State's defense this year, that middle is locked up.
Oh, yeah. Because
you're not running it up the gut.
Oh, no. You're not going to run it outside either because there again, you got Sawyer and Chetu Falamalu or
Tumalu.
I can't say his name. Sorry, folks.
Cody Simon's really stepped up.
Yeah, yep. Simon. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's really set up.
All this being said, who won Offensive Player of the Game?
I think Will Smith did.
Who?
No.
Will Howard?
Will Howard. Yeah.
And that is not okay. Jaden Blue for Texas did all the work for Texas. I understand you normally give it to the winning team,
Right.
but Jaden Blue deserves
Oh
all the
yeah,
credit in the world.
Jaden Blue. Oh yeah, he tore it up for Texas. I mean, he did that wheel route, beautiful. I mean, right over the top.
He's the only player that could get in the end zone for Texas.
Yep.
He's like, it's either you either got to go with him or maybe Judkins, but I'm all on Jaden Blue. Like Will Howard, I mean, you threw a pick. He played a great game. Don't ever take
Right.
that sideways.
Right.
Will Howard played a great game.
Oh,
He did
he
very
did.
well. But at the end of the day, I'm looking for the most outstanding player offensively. And in my opinion, Jaden Blue's that guy.
Oh yeah,
in
they
that
did.
game.
They did matter of fact, they did a couple wheel routes to him, and they were nice.
It's
They
not.
were really nice.
It's not supposed to go to the losing team though.
Yeah, it's supposed
It has.
to.
To Cam Scadaboo.
Yeah.
It's. I don't know why.
So Texas can win a game and have somebody else win offensive player of the week, player of the game, but they can't get an offensive player of the game when they had
I'm not.
it.
That's true. That is true.
I don't. They did that out of kindness. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I know it's not something that happens often,
It's not supposed to happen.
it's not.
but that being said, if
I've-
it's something that can happen, it should have happened here.
Yeah. That was really kind of them. And they saw how hard he worked.
Yeah.
I think they just they give it to him.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's one of those things that I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, so if it's something that can be done, right, for anybody, then it's something that should be considered for every game, right? So if a player is the most outstanding offensive player on the field that day, they deserve it.
But Brandon, you know what I liked about Jack Sawyer
What's that?
is that when that him and that quarterback smacked each other on the chest.
Well, they were roommates at Ohio State.
Well, yeah, but they but they're best friends too.
They were also roommates at college.
Yeah.
I think the beautiful part, I've seen people up in a big
Yeah, but
uproar.
that's really good sportsmanship, though.
I'm not saying it's not.
I love it. I love it. And why can't that be that way in all of college football? You know,
Because some of them are rivals and they don't care for each other.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I've seen people in an uproar because when Quinn Ewers, after that, all that, he hit, Jack Sawyer in the chest plate and started laughing a little bit.
Yeah.
They were angry.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Because why are you smiling when you just lost the national championship?
Yeah.
Or lost the chance for a national championship?
Right.
That being said, you can tell, like if you watch that clip or you see that at all, right? You can tell that's I'm proud of you. I love you. Great job. You did phenomenal. I'm very happy for you. And then you can see his face go flush.
Yeah.
And football.
Because it's like one of those things like, I'm so happy because you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
But I'm upset because
I'm not going either. Yeah.
It's a tough scenario.
Right.
Chuck, you know as much as I do. When it's game time, no more friends.
Yeah.
Afterwards,
oh yeah,
you're friends.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
it's a game.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it is 100% just a game.
Yeah.
Friend, you're friends.
But when you get on that football field and you hit that and it's time to go to work.
Well, that's like you could go all the way back. I mean, the Cowboys and Giants in the NFL were huge rivals.
Right.
But then you look at DeMarcus Ware and Osa Odigizua.
Osi
Umenyiora. I knew it was one of those wild
I'll never
names.
forget it.
But every time the Cowboys face the Giants, and it's a huge rivalry at this point. It's in its heyday, right?
Still
and it was much worse then.
Yeah.
It was a heated rivalry at that point. And before every game, they stretched together. They left their teams behind and they went and did their stretches together.
Right.
And that says everything.
Mm-hmm. It sure does.
Because that tells you that it's bigger than a football game.
Right.
You know, friendship, having respect for one another, it's so much bigger than just a game.
I mean,
Right.
players trade jerseys.
Yeah.
It's respect.
Oh, yeah.
It's respect.
Even in the NBA, they do that.
It's everywhere. And the
Yeah.
best part is when you trade your jersey, you got to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That costs that player money to give you his jersey.
Yeah.
So it is a huge show of respect
Right.
to make that deal.
Absolutely. 100%.
I can see. I can see you getting mad about it, but you, as football players, it's just love.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Now, I do have one big question when it comes to the Ohio State Texas game
Okay.
and that big play at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which play was bigger for Ohio State franchise history? That or Ezekiel Elliott's, 70 yards through the heart of the South? Or 60 yards through the heart of the South?
Oh man.
Man, I'm gonna say that Zach Sawyer doing that 82-yard stamper, that was very important for Ohio State, and that's what nailed it in the coffin.
It's huge.
I think Monday matters for this question. And I
Yes.
think so because
Hold
Zeke,
that.
when he busted 60 yards through the heart of the South, that beat Bama, and they went on to win the Natty in 2014.
With a third string quarterback.
Yes. Now,
Mhm.
that being said,
Right.
if Ohio State beats Notre Dame on Monday,
Right.
I think Jack Sawyer trumps it.
Yes.
But if Ohio State loses to Notre Dame on Monday, I think nobody's going to remember this play because it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers who finished second.
Mm-hmm.
No. No.
And
And I think Ohio State, man, that defense is, man, they're hungry. They're hungry.
Yeah, like I will tell you, I know who Ohio State beat in 2014 in the national championship, but that was only because it gave Ohio State the 8-0 edge over Oregon. Now they're 9-2 against Oregon. But
I'll never forget the press conference right after that game where they told him the score of between Oregon and Florida State to Urban Meyer. He's like, "Ooh, I gotta go. We gotta go practice."
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
we got work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like last year when Ryan Day was doing an interview and found out Jeremiah Smith committed to Ohio State in the middle of an interview.
He's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to breathe. I might fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
and now it makes perfect sense why he went.
100%.
Yeah.
And
Because
we're seeing
that Jeremiah Smith is outstanding wide receiver.
Man.
yeah.
Outstanding. I mean, he has speed. 3C speed.
Not just speed, man.
I'm telling you. And his routes is awesome.
He's
Phenomenal.
I bet I would put money on he could if he went right now, I could see teams drooling over him in the NFL.
I agree.
But, he's a freshman. Why not keep him at Ohio State for another year?
He has to
And he
stay.
needs to. He's got 2 more years.
I think he's going to be a heck of a lot better than
He's a freshman.
He has
I
to
know.
stay there for 2 more years.
I know,
Has
but I think he's going to be a heck of a lot better than the wide receiver you guys had a year before, Marvin Harris.
You know who else said that?
Who?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah,
Well, Marvin Harrison Jr. also said it about his little brother
Yeah.
too,
yeah.
Jet Harrison.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I want to see that.
I want
Me
to see
too.
that too.
Me too.
Me too.
But that being said, let's go ahead and end that segment.
We got a short.
I did.
It's all right. We were rambling anyways.
Alrighty. Now let's get into Ohio State Notre Dame National Championship that we're all excited to watch.
I've talked
For the big nanny. Man, oh man. I'm telling you.
all the marbles, man.
I will say this right now, and Lou Holtz said it as well. Lou Holtz said it best. Okay.
Okay.
Ohio State is the more talented team. Ohio State is the better team. Now,
Yeah.
his pick for who's going to win is Notre Dame. Okay, he said that he thinks culture will beat talent every time.
Right.
That's his opinion. Everybody's entitled to their
But
opinions.
I think if Ohio State's offense gets humming, they get going. But I don't know because I haven't seen Notre Dame's defense.
They're number one in the nation. Ohio State's number two.
Oh wow.
My thing.
So
Notre Dame has more turnovers as a defense than anybody else in the nation.
Oh really? Wow.
and,
But
and the
I-
way
oh, go ahead,
Oh,
Brandon.
sorry,
I'm
sorry,
sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
the way I saw Riley Leonard under pressure against Penn State,
Keep it together.
he was very poised.
Mm-hmm.
He might be the most poised quarterback we went up against.
Yeah, and he's the biggest scrambler too.
Yeah. True.
Don't get me wrong.
Dylan Gabriel- Yeah.
Iamaleava is a very talented, multi-purpose quarterback, but
Lamaliva looked like he was doing it all.
yeah,
He
Right.
looked rattled. Dylan Gabriel is a very poised quarterback. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. Very seasoned.
Runs the
Definitely
ball.
first
Yep.
rounder. He's a definite playmaker.
yeah.
Right.
But Riley Leonard, the way he played against Penn State was scary.
And I love.
He was very poised.
I really like Riley Leonard because
Right.
I love that before every single game that he plays, his mom texts him to tell him he sucks. Before every game since high school, his mom has sent him a text saying you suck
And he's done better.
because it keeps him grounded,
That's good.
which is fantastic. I absolutely love that. We need more of that in football.
You always need someone to keep you grounded.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You do not need to get full of yourself.
And I love that he had the self awareness to notice it while he was in high school, mind you. Like he realized, hey, all I hear is people telling me how great I am. I need to be brought down.
Mm-hmm.
And he realized that at a very young age, and his mom was there to pick up the reins and take care of that. And I think that is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
You know what? What used to drive me in football? It's when your grandpa got mad at me all the time.
Mm.
And that just made me want to beat somebody in football every Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Notre Dame's running back, you can't slouch on.
Nope.
You can't slouch on Notre Dame. Now, here's the big thing. Okay. So when you look at Notre Dame this year, you can realize you can have the argument Notre Dame hasn't really played a top tier team.
Right. Absolutely. Right.
Because during the regular season, they played USC unranked.
Mm-hmm.
They played Army and Navy. Well,
Maybe. Yeah.
those were decent, but they were Army and Navy.
Right.
One-dimensional teams. Then they get to the playoff and they played Indiana, which props to Indiana. They played way above their pay grade, but they're still just Indiana this year. They're on their way up, but they are just Indiana this year. Then they played Georgia without their starting quarterback.
Right.
Then they played Penn State, and that was a very, very good game.
Wow. Right down to the wire.
And mind you,
40-some yard field goal.
I absolutely will not take anything from Penn State either. They're the same as Indiana to me this year. You know, they're up and coming. They're on the rise. They're doing great things. But at the end of the day, I still feel like Penn State isn't.
I feel like they haven't gotten over that hump. They've always been there. They just haven't.
They've never made the league.
Yeah.
They've
They never
gotten
made it over. Yeah.
Like, in order to be, I mean, they're a top 10 team,
Right.
Yeah.
but I want to see, and we're going to see what Notre Dame can do against a top 5 team for the first time this year.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention him, but I want to see that Joe Paterno Penn State again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most definitely Joe Paterno.
That
Penn
was a
State.
smash mouth team every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now,
And don't get me wrong, Ohio State, their defense, oh man, they are hungry for that nanny.
it's like I said,
And-
Notre Dame has the number 1 defense in the nation. Ohio State has the number 2. So this game, regardless, is a true showing of defense wins championships.
Yeah.
I'm starting to. I don't know why I'm getting mad vibes, thinking that Notre Dame is going to try to run the ball all over us.
They're going to try to, but it ain't going to happen.
It can't.
You got
So-
two best D tackles, or
DNs, edge rushers.
in NCAA, and Jack Sawyer and
JT Tumalao.
Yep, and you got that stop.
But here's the thing.
Stop.
Here's the thing. What's Ohio State's weakness? Impromptu quarterback scramble.
Yeah, and
What's Riley Leonard really good at?
Riley Leonard loves to run that football, that quarterback draw, and I mean, right up the gut.
Yeah.
And
So that takes the edge guys out.
And that Notre Dame's offensive line, I mean, damn good. I mean, they're really good.
Notre Dame's had studs at O-line. I'll give you that.
Oh yeah, they got stud O-line,
Exactly.
and I mean, the 2D tackles for Ohio State's got to be really good, really phenomenal. Got to stay home and stop the run and stop that quarterback draw. Somehow they got to do a quarterback spy.
Not just that, linebackers have to hit holes, and we have to have a safety over top.
I think the big thing, and I think this ends all of it. If Ohio State plays a good, clean game, Ohio State wins no problem. Right. If Ohio State commits the penalties like they did in the first quarter against Texas, Notre Dame's going to have it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
If this
Chuck.
game remains low scoring, Notre Dame will win. If Ohio State wants to win this game, they need to score 21 points. I don't think Notre Dame can put up that many. I don't think Notre Dame's going to put up 21 points.
No, this is going to be a low scoring game.
If we can stay clean, it won't be.
Right.
It'll be a butt kick.
I think the big part is they have to stay clean. They cannot commit these penalties the way they were against Texas. Those were outrageous. They were tough. You can't do that. And that all comes down to the biggest person that I'm going to call out is Igbenison.
Oh, yeah.
You have to stay home.
You got to stay home. You got to.
Stay home.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't commit these holding penalties. You can't go flying around and commit these issues because it's going to get called.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, 100%.
I feel like he does that because he can't keep up or something.
I think that's part of the problem.
Or he can't move his feet.
I will also say that I have seen some interviews with some of the Notre Dame players and stuff, and they're like, teams like to go in zone against Ohio State because they have so much talent at receiver. Notre Dame doesn't do that.
Nope.
So Notre Dame's going to try to cover Jeremiah Smith and Ibuka man on man.
And you don't want to do that against Jeremiah Smith. He will kill you.
They better run cover 2 man with safeties over top, or else
Jeremiah Smith's going to kill him.
You run cover 1 with only 1 safety back.
Yeah.
It's not going to go your way.
It's not going to be pretty.
And I think that attitude changes in the second half.
They're going to have to.
Yeah, they're going to have to do some adjustments.
Man to man ain't going to.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think you're stopping Jeremiah Smith one-on-one.
No. Heck no.
Can I say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hell no.
Yeah. Hell no. Yep.
Not even just Jeremiah, but Ibuka too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ibuka too.
Carnell Tate as well.
Yeah, Carnell Tate. And I mean, Tate was pretty good in that game too against Texas. I mean, they weren't even guarding him that much. And Will Howard was just throwing it right at Tate.
Yeah, and then he can't catch it in the end zone.
Yeah, for real. For real.
On.
But either way, at the end of the day,
he was thinking of what celebration he wanted to do when he talked.
None. All right. So all that being said, I got Ohio State winning this game.
So do I. I got Ohio State winning this game.
And I got them winning by 10.
I agree with you, Chuck, by 10.
I got Ohio State winning.
What?
I changed it.
No! Oh!
Now they're going to lose.
Really?
We shall see.
Uh-huh. Yes.
But
fans,
hold on.
Fans, get your remark on the Ohio State Notre Dame game. Who's going to win? Come and help us.
But I'm going to say 28.
Well, what?
By 28.
By 28. You got Ohio State winning by 28.
I'd say by 10. I agree with Chuck.
What's the final score look like? Because I'm looking at by 10, I'm looking at a 28 to 18, something along those lines,
Yeah.
maybe a 27 to 17.
Yep. I'm looking towards that line. You're just yours.
If the team
last one.
If the team that plays clean and comes out shooting and they run man all game, 28.
Okay.
If they don't make any adjustments and run man the whole game, 28.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
But if Ohio State goes in that zone,
We typically run zone.
Notre Dame is going to eat it up
I don't know.
because they do
Maybe.
love that slant.
It could happen.
They do love those slant routes.
Well, if you run cover 2, cover 3, you have zone in the middle, and he has to fit it through the zones.
Right.
And good quarterbacks can pick apart zones.
Right.
Riley Leonard is a good quarterback.
Yeah.
So we'll have to find out.
We can't make any predictions because I tell you what,
Well, we can make
both
predictions. That's what we're
defense
doing.
or both offense of Notre Dame's and Ohio State's really good, and both defense for Ohio State and Notre Dame is phenomenal. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's like Ohio State's defense is hungry for that championship.
All I can say is tune in on Monday at 7:30.
Yeah.
Yep.
And my only question,
Mhm.
my last question regarding this game. Okay. It's directed to Brandon.
Okay.
If Ohio State wins this game, is it a winning season?
Not by Woody Hayes, not by his aspect. Not by what he said.
Because at the end of the day, the real question is who had a better season if Ohio State wins this game? Ohio State or Michigan?
Michigan.
I would have to say, man, the way Ohio State has been playing in these playoffs, and going to the nanny, I think Woody Hayes would be proud of them.
Tell me, Dad.
I don't think so.
364 days. What game do you look forward to the most?
Oh, the Ohio State Michigan game,
And what matters on that day?
Winning.
Okay.
And that's it. And here's my thing. I think Michigan has the better season here. And I think that this national championship, it comes back to the Big Ten, so I want it. Right?
Yeah.
I want the Big Ten to win the name.
Yeah, so do I.
End of the day. And I'm an Ohio State fan through and through. So, yes. Do I want them to win it? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, for the entire next year,
Right.
Michigan gets to say, they beat us.
Right.
And that's bigger.
Oh, yeah, but let's put it this way. And I agree with you, Brandon. I agree with you, Chuck. Yeah, I'm a Michigan fan, but I still want the Big Ten to win. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because it makes us look good winning at Nanny.
Well, plus
And also all the money that they get from this championship
one is-
game.
You never put it in, but we
Yeah,
can
but
talk
it
about
makes the Big Ten better.
So here's the thing. Okay, so first and foremost, all 4 teams from the Big Ten that were a part of the playoff in the first round,
Yeah,
$4 million
right,
to the Big Ten.
right.
Each and every one of them. That's $16 million.
Yeah,
Second round. So Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State. $4 more million. So another 12 million. So we're up to 28. Then Ohio State beats Oregon and Penn State beats Boise State. That's another 6 million apiece. That's another 12 million.
yeah,
So we're up to 50 million.
yeah,
Or 40 or whatever it is. Then Ohio State wins this and gets another $6 million for the Big Ten.
yeah.
That being said, here's where my problem is. That's $20 million Ohio State's made for the Big Ten, right?
Yeah.
Where's Notre Dame's $20 million go?
in their pocket.
In their pocket.
And that is not okay. There's absolutely nothing okay with that.
Because they're a independence team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of 2.
We even begged Notre Dame to come to the Big Ten.
There's no more begging. They should be forced into a conference. I don't care what conference it is.
I know.
Because that is not okay.
No, it's not. Really, to be honest.
Especially when you break things down. And I can see it.
Especially when you're in a nanny also.
Mhm.
I think they should be forced into playing into the Big Ten, the ACC, or the Pac-12.
Fact check me, but I think their basketball team is in a conference.
They're
They're
they
in the
play Big 12.
ACC
Oh yeah, ACC. You're right. They play an
Yes.
ACC schedule
because they made that contract.
So
Yes.
I think their hockey team is too.
There's no independence in basketball.
Yeah. So why not just join the ACC then?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you right now, if this continues and this happens here, right, and Notre Dame is allowed to be left unchecked in an independent,
Mhm.
they're always going to be in the playoff because they're always going to be undefeated because they're not going to play anybody during the regular season.
Yeah. Because they're playing all the easy teams.
Well, they have to play USC. It's a rivalry game.
Well,
Okay.
Battle for the
let's put it this
Shillelagh.
way, Brandon. Okay, you know that Army. If I'm not mistaken, Army is in Independence, right?
It used to be.
Brandon, we let him out.
But Navy is in a division now, from what I know. So far, so far.
Brandon,
Sorry, I was.
make sure he takes his ball. That's what he wants.
But anyway,
You're talking. Keep talking.
well, anyway, if I'm not mistaken, Navy is in the division.
American.
Yeah, the American Conference and
Both.
Army's in the American Conference. They joined this past season.
yeah.
Then you have what's the other one that joined?
Navy is in the Independence or Air Force.
No, they're
Air
not.
Force. No, where they at?
I'm telling the only two teams that are in the Independence next year are UConn and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
So next year, Air Force is in a division.
I think they already are.
Yeah, they already are.
So Air Force and Navy both are out of the Independence, and there's only two. I think they should get rid of the Independence then, and make Notre Dame go to the ACC.
What are they doing with the Pac-12 for that matter then?
So Air Force is in the Mountain West.
Yep, that's right. They're in the Mountain West.
So if you look here, it's showing your independent schools were Army, UConn, Massachusetts, Notre Dame, UMass. UMass is joining the MAC.
Yeah, UMass went to the MAC.
And Army joined the American Conference this year. So UMass will be in the MAC next year, leaving UConn and Notre Dame. The only reason UConn is independent is because they were a part of a conference.
They were the MAC
until 2019 when they left because they're a part of the Big 12. And the Big 12, the Big East. And the Big East doesn't do football.
Yeah, but what I thought UConn was in the MAC.
No.
No?
No, UConn wasn't in the MAC.
Well, UConn was in a lower division, weren't they?
UConn was. Were they Big East too? I'm not 100%.
UConn's in the Big East, but they let's see. What conference were they a part of?
I'm not 100%. I know they definitely weren't MAC.
The American Conference.
American?
And that's because UConn athletics go through the Big East, and Big East does not sponsor football.
Oh. So
if you ask me, that's a better reason than Notre Dame has. Notre Dame's not in a conference because they're greedy.
Yeah.
I know you don't like tradition. No, I'm not defending them. Stop.
Okay.
Don't get mad. I'm not defending them in any way. But they've been independent for as long as I can remember.
Yes. Now, that being said, traditionally, if you're not in a conference, you don't get to play for a natty. So stick to your traditions and don't play for the natty then.
Yeah.
What? Wait, well,
I think they
I
should
missed
be in
that.
the
What?
Big Ten. To
Traditionally,
be honest,
since 2014, if you didn't have a conference championship,
You normally got dropped down.
you didn't get to play for the national championship.
yep.
It's not that you didn't get to play; you just got hopped over.
They didn't get to play.
You got hopped over because of other conference champions at
Yep.
the time.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's what happened to Baylor and I think it was TCU.
It was.
Yep.
And they didn't have it, so they got hopped over, and
Yep.
they were mad as hell.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But they deserved to be mad as hell
Yeah, they were
because they
undefeated that
had
year.
a conference.
They did. They had a conference. They just didn't play for it.
And there
that year.
was a conference champion,
Yep.
but
What?
Yeah.
the Big 12 always had a conference champion. They just never had played for a championship.
Yeah, they didn't play
Right.
for it, but they declared one.
Yes.
Absolutely. 100%.
So-
That being said, if you want to go by your quote unquote tradition, right? Stick to the tradition of not being able to be in the playoff.
I think they should be in the Big Ten because they always had a big rivalry with Purdue, Michigan State, Michigan, now Ohio State.
Yeah.
Four big rivalries.
Not Ohio State,
Well, not Ohio State, but Michigan,
but definitely Michigan and USC.
Yeah.
Michigan
And
USC,
Purdue.
And Army and Navy.
Purdue, Michigan State. They always had a big rivalry with Michigan State.
I think-
Indiana? I
I
don't think
think-
so.
No,
I think
Indiana
the-
wasn't no big rival.
No, but it's definitely Purdue and USC.
I think the big
Yeah.
thing here is that we got to factor in. If you put, let's say Notre Dame goes to the Big Ten, you got USC, you got Purdue, you got Michigan, right?
Right.
They get 3 non-conference games. That's your Army and your Navy. You still have everything you need
Right.
for your rival
Absolutely.
games.
Absolutely.
The only difference is you got to play real opponents.
Yep.
You don't get to play NIU and lose in week 2
Yep.
and get away with it.
Yep.
Now, obviously, Notre Dame earned their spot this year. I'm not bashing it, right?
Right.
I'm not saying they don't belong. I'm not saying any of that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you want to live in the modern era, come to the modern era.
Yep.
Stop living alone with your traditional crap because that argument's not going to work today.
Yeah.
It's a tradition. It's a tradition. The tradition is you're a church, so you don't even pay taxes, but you're one of the highest costing colleges in America.
Oh yeah.
So you showed your hand.
It's time for them to get out of that conference.
To get in a conference.
To get in a conference. Yep. I agree.
Okay.
100%.
My problem is with the university, not the football team, to be clear.
Oh, you're allowed to have your opinion.
Yep.
And I cannot stand it when a entity is so just wrought with money. Like, it's all money. It all comes down to money for Notre Dame.
But see, Chuck, this is what I don't like is when Notre Dame, when they do their schedules, it's everybody. They skip Boston College. They go to and they skip and go to play Ohio State or play.
They had 3 Big Ten opponents this year. Oh no, they had 3 MAC opponents this year. They had 3 American Conference opponents. They had 1 SEC opponent, 2 Big Ten opponents. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
That being said, none of them were top teams.
Yeah.
They played no top 20 teams this year.
Not a one.
Is that their fault though?
They do their own scheduling. So yes,
they do their own scheduling. It is their fault.
Where's Michigan on that list? On their schedule, even.
Yeah.
I mean, Michigan. If they would have scheduled Michigan, that would have been another not top 25 team.
It would have been, but I'd have had a little more respect because at least Michigan beat the best team in the nation right now. Allow me to hurt my own feelings.
Well, I'm hurting my own
It's
feelings.
a better looking win.
I'm hurting my own feelings because, heck, we got beat by Texas this year.
Yeah, but you got beat by one of the top teams in the nation, too.
Yeah.
in Texas.
But Notre
If
Dame.
you'd have said Washington, I would have given it to you.
Notre Dame didn't play nobody.
That's my problem, and it's not this year. And again, I'm not taking anything from the football team this year at all.
I'm just trying to bring up points.
Yeah.
Like Big Ten, sometimes we don't play anybody.
But then you get to the conference championship and you do.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
And that would be a game changer.
yeah.
So if they join, let's say again, they join the Big Ten.
right.
And they played all the bottom feeders in the Big Ten,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
And then they get to a conference championship, they got to go play Oregon.
Right.
That's an opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least there's one on the schedule somewhere.
Then you find out who they really are.
Right.
Yep, 100%.
I
And
agree
let's
with
just
that.
say this: next year, Michigan's got a tough schedule. Next
Well,
year.
we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
That's for another episode.
Yeah.
I think we're done with this
Yeah.
topic, though.
Yep. Yep.
I know I kind of took it off the rails for a second.
Yep.
Well, we planned on talking about that anyways.
We did.
We just didn't put that in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he called me about it.
Who?
Kind of.
Who?
He wanted to talk about it.
Oh.
He just forgot about it.
Because it drives me crazy.
And he wanted to talk about the salary cap, but
Oh.
we could do that later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
salary cap in college football is $20.5 million.
Wow.
I figured it out.
Wow.
But either way, we can get into that at a later time too. We can get into that before next season and
That's
dive
not-
into all that.
That's not going to change. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
Now we dive in and let's talk about the NFL.
NFL.
The
Mhm.
wild card round is over,
Wow.
and there was one game that was decent.
That was a really good game.
All of the games sucked except for one.
Yeah.
which one was that?
The Bucks.
Commanders Bucks.
Yeah. The Bucks and Commanders. I cannot
Eagles?
believe.
No,
I can't believe Dante Jones.
Was that 10 or 22?
Man, he
22.
he brung them back to win.
Let
by
me
a
just
field
say,
goal.
When you look at the Eagles Packers game and you see that Jordan Love threw 3 interceptions, it was not a good game.
Ooh, no, it's not. No.
What happened to Love, man?
When Jalen Hurts only threw for 131 yards, who won that game?
And
Saquon Barkley.
And 2 tutties.
Saquon.
Saquon,
that was still my-
25 carries, 119 yards. Wow.
That was still my favorite to win MVP this year.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really liked him.
he should have. He should have won MVP.
He was the game changer on that Eagles team.
Yeah, he
he was.
And
Yeah,
think,
but
I
you
think
gotta
that was his
admit,
rightful
too.
spot.
Yeah. But you got to admit, too, Brandon, Jaquan Barkley had a really good offensive line, though. That gave him the holes.
Not that hard when your old team's the Giants. They didn't have a line, really.
Remember, he was putting up numbers with the Giants
With the
too.
Giants, yeah.
Yeah.
And the Eagles, right? Their running
Right.
game wasn't what it is now
Right.
with that same O line. With
Right.
a better O line because they had Kelsey in there last year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If he didn't set
So
out,
the Eagles O line took a downgrade, but their running game
Went up.
spiked.
Yeah.
if he didn't sit out that one regular season game, he might have won MVP.
Well, he'd have shattered the record against his own team.
Well, I think
Mhm.
also what was hurting the Eagles too was their running game and them adding Jaquan Barkley. That really helped.
It's still Saquon, not Staquan. Whatever you just said.
Folks, I hate when he corrects me on names, but I'm not very good on names. But
It's okay.
you guys know what I'm talking about.
Take it as a
Pointer.
helping hand.
Yeah. I'm not correcting you to be a prick. I'm just
No.
trying to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Right.
And make sure that
Jaquan Barkley.
and everybody knows
It's more of a
you just can't talk. And that's
Yeah.
okay.
I can't say the names right because it's weird names, you know.
They are out there.
yeah.
Right.
I'm just here to help push us
Push
through
it through it.
Like-
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
All right.
All this being said, so the Eagles dominate the Packers because Jordan Love can't play football in the playoffs.
Right.
Apparently, it's starting to look like the Packers. The Packers went out there and played like the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Unreal. And as a Cowboys fan, I'm terrified of the Packers in the playoffs. My life doesn't make sense right now. But the Chargers Chargers versus the Texans, that was an absolute throttling.
Wow, that was
Justin
terrible.
Herbert threw 4 picks in this game.
Wow, yeah, he did.
He threw more interceptions in that game than he did all season.
Jim Harbaugh. What's wrong with you? You're supposed to show Justin Herbert everything. You didn't show it in this game.
Well, I think the big thing here, okay? So when we break down everything, Jim Harbaugh, he took his college coaching to the pros.
Yeah.
What he wants to do is ground and pound. He wants to eat the clock and win the game. That's how he wants to play.
Right.
So when a team like the Texans comes out, gets an early lead,
Right.
what's he got?
Nothing.
He's got to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And when you got to throw the ball and the other team knows you're going to throw the ball, you're going to make mistakes.
Yep. Yep.
So Jim Harbaugh was the problem in this game, not Herbert. Herbert made the mistakes, of course,
Right.
because he had to throw it. He didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, if you run a high-powered offense, which the Chargers could have, but they don't,
Right.
you can then make those comebacks. The problem is you're forcing shots because you're not that team.
Right. Absolutely.
And you haven't been that team all season.
Nope.
Just like he was at Michigan. He played his game, his brand of football,
Yeah.
very much. Get an early lead, keep the early lead, run that clock, win the game.
Yep.
It's a very simple formula, and it works.
Oh, yeah.
Until it doesn't.
Right.
And it did not against Houston.
No, it didn't.
So after that, we have the Steelers-Ravens game. And let me tell you,
My goodness.
Russell Wilson looked good.
But it was just the running game for the Baltimore Ravens.
It's a Harbaugh coached offense. It's the same thing as the Chargers.
Yeah.
The only big difference is King Henry. 26 carries, 186 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Line him up and knock him down. Lamar Jackson, 15 carries, 81 yards. He threw the ball 16 of 21 for 175 yards and 2 touchdowns.
More like
Lined up and said, stop this run. You can't.
try to stop our run. You can't. And man, I'm telling you, Derrick Henry with that stiff arm.
It's again, it all comes down. Now, when you look at the other side, when you look at Jim Harbaugh leading his offense, it just didn't get going, and the game didn't go how the game was supposed to go for him.
Right.
It did for Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
But they're very similar offensive styles.
But you got to remember though, his big brother, has got more talent. He's got more Super Bowls than his little brother.
Not hard to do because Jim doesn't have one, does he?
He went to a Super Bowl.
He went to one.
And lost.
He went to one.
To his brother.
To his brother.
Do you know how salty that would make me?
Could you imagine Christmas, Thanksgiving, any of the holidays?
Are you bringing
around that?
Are you bringing that
man.
trophy?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. If it was me beating you, you better believe it.
Oh,
Every time
man.
I see you, it's on display.
He'd probably
Unfortunately-
he'd probably be carrying that Lombardi trophy in front of you.
Unfortunately, completely off topic. I started playing NCAA online. I haven't lost yet.
Nice.
Do you know the only person who can beat me? Not you,
Me?
him, because he knows me so damn well.
We were actually at a buddy's house playing the college football game.
Yeah.
And yeah, it wasn't pretty. I took it to him good.
Because he won't let me have the ball.
I don't let him have the ball.
He won't let me have it.
I don't think he's hit.
Give me-
I don't
give me
think
the
he
ball.
had the ball in the third quarter.
Give me the ball.
I just kept it. And we yeah, no. We run full games. It's not like we're running partial games.
Okay, folks, we play NCAA 25, and I still can't beat this guy.
Nobody can, besides one.
I can.
I'm going to try and do it.
That being said, we go to the Bills-Broncos game, and there's not a whole lot to say about this game. The Broncos the Broncos surprised me this year. They truly did, but they did not belong in this game against the Bills.
Put your hands down, Joel.
Then we get to the Commanders Buccaneers, and this was a damn game.
Oh, this was a game.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't believe Jalen Daniels, man, coming back. I mean, that team deserved that W.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they come back and they just lit it up. After the halftime, must have did some adjustments or something. And I mean, it's like,
It was 10-10 at half.
wow. I mean, it was phenomenal.
I kind of want to admit that they're my dark horse.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that in the next segment.
Okay.
But I will say this nothing bad about Baker here. 7 carries for 23 yards, along with 15 of 18 for 185 yards, 2 touches. Baker balled out.
Oh yeah, Baker looked good.
It's not his fault, man.
No,
It's not.
Dan Quinn.
Oh, Dan Quinn did really good this year. Give him his flowers.
I
Yeah.
love that man.
Give him
Okay.
his flowers.
There you go.
I'm not saying anything bad about Dan Quinn because I can't. Well, there's one thing, 28-3. That's all the negative I could say about Dan Quinn, okay?
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
You still remember that story?
I remember that Dan Quinn was beating the Patriots with the Falcons 28-3 at half and lost.
Wow.
Of course I remember it because it's the whole reason the Cowboys were able to get Dan Quinn as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I think the whole world remembers 28-3, huh?
Yeah.
I think so.
That was one of the biggest turnarounds I've seen ever.
Yeah.
Really.
100%. Now, that all being said, I think the Commanders are a great football team.
Oh yeah.
Like, they came out the woodwork. Like, if you go through their roster, you might be able to name 6, 7 players.
And I'm telling you what, Chuck, and I'm going to be honest with you. When they drafted Jalen Daniels, Jaden Daniels, oh my God, that was the best pick they could have ever got.
Yeah.
And for a franchise quarterback and how good he plays for the Commanders, wow, outstanding.
Best
Good job, young man, for winning Rookie of the Year.
best quarterback
In the draft class.
ever.
No.
Did he say ever?
Not ever, but maybe I did say ever, but
I think he said greatest.
After the picks they get in the quarterbacks, they get one in Jalen Daniels.
I would say best quarterback they've drafted.
That one's important. It's Jaden. Jalen Daniels is still in college.
Yeah.
There's a
He
Jalen
had it.
Daniels.
He had it
All
right
right.
before. He just changed it and second guessed himself.
Yeah.
But I'd say best quarterback they've had in probably 10 years or more.
Yeah.
Easy,
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Maybe since
Easy.
Mark
Yeah.
Brunell.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 I would agree with that.
I agree with that.
Now we get to the January 13th game, Rams Vikings. And let me tell you, that was a masterclass in coaching.
Wow.
How did I miss that? The Vikings lost.
Oh, the Vikings got thumped.
Where the hell was I at?
I don't know. But the Vikings, Sam Darnold was under pressure and under duress from the first snap to the last.
Oh, really?
He didn't stand a prayer.
See, that was a Monday night game, Brandon.
Oh, I was probably asleep.
Yeah.
But that is a huge upset.
Mhm.
That's huge.
Yeah.
How many people had the Vikings? Raise your hand.
We all did.
We all did.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
This was a
I didn't think
absolute-
the Rams were going to be. I thought Sam Bradford.
Sam
or
Darnold.
Sam. I'm talking about Matthew Stafford.
Oh, Matthew Stafford. Okay.
Matthew Stafford. I thought he was real. You never know about him, but
Yeah.
man, in the playoffs, 19 for 27, almost 300 yards passing and
209.
209 and 2 tutties.
Yep.
That's really dang good.
It was truly
70%.
The big thing is it was truly a masterclass in coaching. The Rams just outplayed them, outmaneuvered them. In a lot of the times when they sacked Darnold,
Mm-hmm.
it was very much they just come flying around the edge on a great blitz call.
Wow.
is what it came down to.
Wow.
I mean, Sam Darnold you just couldn't. He couldn't. He was screwed. I mean, you're talking 9 sacks.
Oh,
Sam Darnold was sacked 9 times.
Wow. That O line. Wow.
The blitz schemes were phenomenal.
run a screen.
Screen. Yep.
Do something.
Like I said, masterclass in coaching, got out coached from the gate.
Wow.
That game, it was not fun to watch.
Oh, well, it wasn't.
It couldn't have been fun for Sam Darnold.
Oh, you should have
No.
seen his face.
It's probably mad.
It was redder than Andy Dalton's hair.
I mean, Andy Dalton's there.
I mean,
That's really
you can't
red.
even blame it on the blocking if what you're describing, because I honestly didn't see it.
At least 3 of those 9 sacks came from blitz schemes that weren't accounted for
at the right time, right? How do you?
Untouched, just flying around the edge and smoking them.
That's
At least a third of them. I will say, I think at least 3 of them were Sam Darnold holding the ball too long as well.
Probably.
okay.
But that's coverage.
Well, when you're sacked 9 times, I mean, you're gonna be wondering when you're gonna get hit.
Yeah.
Right.
You're gonna be rattled.
And he was definitely rattled.
You can't hold on to that ball that long as a quarterback. I mean,
But if you start getting shaky and making erratic throws,
You're going to start throwing picks.
that's when you throw picks.
Yep. You're absolutely right.
And here's the beauty. He didn't throw anywhere near the most picks in the wild card round. He only threw 1. So at least there's that.
That's
Right.
That's
He did
enough.
have some fumble. He did fumble the ball. But overall, in the grander scheme of things, Sam Darnold handled it well. He only threw 15 incompletions while getting knocked down every play. Like, again, this was a masterclass in coaching.
Wow.
It was one of the best coached games I've ever seen.
Wow. Wow.
I hate that I missed.
I hate to admit it, but I didn't get to see that
I
game.
hate that I missed it.
You guys are going to want to get on and watch it.
I'm definitely gonna have to watch it, especially as a person that loves defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds like I want to watch that.
Mhm.
Yep. All right. And now it's time to talk about the divisional round.
Okay.
I forgot to show you guys one thing. Here you go. You guys can see it now. Pops is smoking us. He's got NCAA wrapped up. But then we'll go to the pros.
Oh, he had one more than me.
One more.
What?
That's 12.
Woo.
He's got 12 more than you.
I know, but I was 4-2. He was 5-1, and you were 5-1, Brandon.
Now.
Who? What?
Yeah, you were 5-1 in round 1.
I beat you.
You tied. Yeah, you beat me. I won by only 1. Ooh.
Hey, that's all you beat me by in college football for the season.
Heck yeah.
Ooh, by only 1. All right. So in the divisional round, we have 4 matchups. We got the Texans at the Chiefs. Now, this one's intriguing.
This is hard.
The Chiefs have not been playing great football, but they've been so well coached, it hasn't mattered.
Mm-hmm.
And the Texans are playing good football.
Mm-hmm.
And they're well coached.
Yep.
That being said, when it comes down to picking, I'm not betting against the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, nobody should. I could see that. Nobody bets against the Chiefs.
Betting against Andy Reid, it feels wrong.
It don't for me.
You taking the Texans?
I'm taking the Texans. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like C.J. Stroud. I like their offense. Now their defense is struggling a little bit, but I think they might. This is like a rivalry here between the Texans and the Chiefs.
Hey,
Yeah, almost like a rivalry, if you ask me, because I don't think neither one likes one another.
Is it because the Chiefs used to be the Texans? The Chiefs were once the Texans, the Dallas Texans.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. They were an AFL team that moved to Kansas City because they couldn't compete in Dallas against the Cowboys for the market.
Oh.
The Colts were also the Dallas Texans. Then they moved to Baltimore and became the Baltimore Colts.
Yep. That's right.
I know weird things.
And then the Colts moved to Indianapolis. Browns moved to Baltimore.
Yep.
And they called them Baltimore Ravens.
Uh-huh. That all being said, I'm sticking with the Chiefs. Brandon, you got the Chiefs?
No, I have the Texans.
You're taking the Texans too.
Yep.
All right, I'll take the lead.
You think?
More of a lead.
No, not really.
That's a ballsy call. I just want to let you guys know.
I just want to recall at the beginning of this pick,
I don't
you
think.
said that the Chiefs weren't playing really well.
They're
Yeah.
not, but they're still coached by the best coach in football.
That is fair.
That is fair.
Every king must fall. So.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they fall after their three-peat. We got the Commanders at the Lions. You guys taking the Commanders here?
I got to go with the Lions.
Oh, now he wants to go with the right team.
I got to go with Lions. Matthew Stafford.
Doesn't play in Detroit.
I mean, Jared Goff and that defense for the Lions. Yeah.
You know what? Give me my dark horse pick, the Commanders.
Oh. Brandon's just going for all the upsets today.
Oh.
I'm going with the Lions. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not getting silly with my pick here.
No.
I know it's chalk, but man, those two games, chalk feels right.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Washington your dark horse?
They're playing strong right now. They're definitely playing at the right time.
Just so you are aware, Jaden Daniels became the first quarterback since Russell Wilson to win on the road in the playoffs his rookie year. It's been some time.
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to help me. You ask me the question and then you help me.
I'm pretty sure he's not going to do it twice.
Oh, he will.
Allow me to not help you. All right. So then we got the Rams at the Eagles. And this was hard. After that masterclass in coaching by LA,
I'm taking the Rams because of that.
I'm taking the Eagles. I like Saquon Barkley.
If they could do that to Jalen Hurts, I think it'd be the same thing.
Give me the Eagles because Saquon Barkley.
I think that O line for the Eagles will open up the holes for Saquon Barkley and have another 100 yards. Maybe a tutty.
I think the hard part is with the masterclass in coaching that I saw against Minnesota by Sean McVay, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he calls the right blitz packages, your blocking doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what we saw against Minnesota. But at the same time, I'll be the first to tell you, Minnesota's a bunch of frauds. They've been the frauds of the NFL for the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
Every time they're good, they fail.
Yep.
They're no better than the Cowboys.
Yep.
Put them in times that matter, and they fail. They lose.
And Jay Jetta seems like the kind of person that wants to win. So how long is he going to stay there then?
I don't know. Maybe as long as Tyreek Hill stays in Miami.
Oh. Well, he admitted that. He came straight out and said it. Like,
yep. And then we got the game of the week.
Uh-oh.
Ravens at the Bills. Can Lamar Jackson get over this hump and beat the Bills and become a viable quarterback in the NFL in the playoffs?
Franchise quarterback.
Franchise. Or does Josh Allen, and I guess I'm the only one that believes this, get another crack at the Chiefs?
This is what I think. I don't think it's going to happen. I like the Ravens. I think Derrick Henry is a good running back.
I agree with that.
and they can't stop the two duos in Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
Give me the Bills.
Yeah. So for me, it comes down to coaching. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to that: can a team make a comeback? Right.
Mm-hmm.
And out of those two teams, which team has the ability or the power or just the talent in general, the proper talent to make a big comeback? And the answer to that will always be Buffalo, because something about the Ravens tells me they are a running team. We know this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the big playability to get the momentum back in your favor isn't really there in Baltimore. The running game is, it's phenomenal. It's one of the best running games we have.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the end of the day, if Baltimore gets out to an early lead, yeah, they'll lock it up.
Mm-hmm.
But if if it's still a one-score game, which Baltimore likes to play, I think
Right.
Josh Allen shines at the end.
I just feel like Josh Allen and that Bills team does have a lot of heart, and they would find a way to scrap and come back and win.
Yeah,
They
I
definitely
agree.
seem like a scrappy team.
And finally, there's one game that me and Brandon agree on.
Just one.
Just one. Only one.
That's all right.
At least me and Pops agree on a couple.
That's all right.
Yeah.
When I go 4-0 and you guys,
You just went with the safe picks.
But I hate to
know?
tell you, there's one thing I want to say between the Bills and Ravens game.
Yeah.
The Bills don't have a running game.
They do. They have in this playoff. I mean, not in the playoff, but the last couple weeks, Cook started cooking. I mean, you're right. It's not nowhere near as good as what Baltimore's got. It's nowhere near what Philly's got. I don't even think it's quite as good. It's nowhere near as good as the Lions got. I mean, in the overall grander scheme of things, it's not a top 5 running game, right?
Right.
But Cook started cooking.
And Derrick Henry started tearing it up too.
Yeah, absolutely. Derrick Henry's a stud.
Started?
Oh yeah. Huh?
Started?
No, I'm talking about in the playoffs.
Derrick Henry's been doing it since he's with the Titans.
Yeah. Yeah. I do believe that's why you wanted him to go to the Ravens, because the Titans always had Derrick Henry and you were afraid of him in Jacksonville.
I get it.
Honestly.
I'd be afraid of him too.
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't matter who Jacksonville faces.
Well,
that's fair.
I'm scared.
That's fair, because the Browns were really horrible too this year.
Yeah.
I'm scared of every team we play.
But it's the performance in Week 16 by James Cook, by the way, that sells me a little bit more on James Cook. 11 carries, 100 yards.
And one tutty.
And a tutty. That's a very highly impressive, along with 3 catches for 26 yards and another tutty.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah, no, it's not saying that he's, going to ball out or anything.
Right.
By any length of the imagination. Mm-hmm. I mean, you look at what he did against the Jets in week 17, 15 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown. It's not the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But James Cook finally getting going, or starting to get going here late in the season, I think that's a difference maker.
Right.
Especially when you're talking a Bills team that receiving core is questionable.
Absolutely. 100%.
I mean, obviously, Khalil Shakir been doing really good. Dalton Kincaid's a phenomenal tight end. Dawson Knox is a good tight end.
Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah. I mean, you have options, but they're not
as good.
Huge. But Josh Allen is Josh Allen. You know? And he's a running threat every time he has the ball, too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. He'll run the ball if there's an open area.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of that, it's going to be a great football game.
Oh, yeah.
No matter how you chalk that one up.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, we have to talk about some coaches.
Which ones?
In the NFL.
Yep.
We got to talk about the Tennessee Titans hiring a new GM in Mike Borgonzi.
Mm-hmm.
He's the assistant GM from Kansas City. Then the Cleveland Browns are promoting Tommy Rees to offensive coordinator.
Oh.
Tommy Reeds. Wow.
And they've hired Mike Blomgren to be the new O-line coach.
Mm-hmm.
The New England Patriots have hired Mike Vrabel to be their new head coach.
Wow, Mike Vrabel. Wow.
That being said,
Wow.
Fun facts.
Hey.
Mike Vrabel, when he was playing, was responsible for some things. Okay? He was a linebacker. How many receptions did he have?
Didn't he play tight end as well?
A little bit, but
Yeah.
he's a linebacker that slid in there occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
How many receptions did Mike Vrabel have in his career?
I'm going to say 5.
125.
You keep going. You know. Nowhere near 125. The answer's 12.
Oh, wow. I was
Now,
close.
the fun fact of it. How many of those went for touchdowns?
12.
That's correct.
I was going to say.
He had 12 catches for 12 touchdowns.
I
in
was
his
going to
pro
say
career.
12. You took the word right out of my mouth, Brandon.
Highly impressive.
That was really good. Good guess, Brandon.
Then we get to. Oh, wait a minute. That's no
No.
bad.
Bad Chuck.
Bad Chuck. Very bad Chuck. Okay, here we go. Now we're on track. The 49ers will promote Clay Kubiak to the offensive passing game specialist to offensive coordinator.
For Kyle Shanahan.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Yep. And then the firings. Atlanta Falcons fired the defensive coordinator. The Carolina Panthers fired a few assistant coaches.
Should be more than that.
Yeah, it should. The Chicago Bears fired Matt Eberflus. We knew that.
Yep.
The Cincinnati Bengals fired their DC.
That's fair.
Cleveland Browns fired their OC and their O-line coach.
That's fair.
Yeah, it is. The Cowboys did not fire Mike McCarthy.
They worked out a deal?
No.
Oh.
They're just not going to agree on a new deal. There's no firing, though. It's just, he's gone. His contract expired.
They didn't work out a deal.
Nope. Dallas Cowboys have no head coach. The Broncos fired their special teams coordinator. The Green Bay Packers fired their D-line coach.
I know who Dallas's head coach is going to be.
We'll get there. We're going to get into that. The Indianapolis Colts have parted ways with their defensive coordinator. The Jaguars, we know they fired Doug Peterson. The Raiders have parted ways with Antonio Pierce.
Wait. I got to ask a question.
What's up?
How many coaches Jacksonville going to have? How many damn coaches? I mean, they already went through like 1, 2, 3. I don't have any more.
Wait the hell a minute.
I don't have any
A
more
lot less than the Cleveland Browns.
Wait the hell a minute. Mr. Cleveland Browns.
A lot less than the Cleveland Browns.
Who are you talking to?
How many quarterbacks have you guys had in the last 20 years? 42?
Damn.
42.
It's got to be up there.
They ain't a 42. That's for dang sure.
It's got to be damn close to 42.
Let's wait a minute here. Wait a minute here. How many coaches you went through?
How many coaches you went through?
Only 3 or 4.
Horse
Huh?
shit.
Wait, in the last 2 years, maybe?
Horse shit. I call mad bullshit. I call fact check on that. 40. Only fucking 3.
I said
yeah, that's
4.
an F-bomb.
I said 4.
Oh, 4. Oh, so you're
Not
still
3.
far off.
I said 4.
You're still so far off. Maybe 44.
12 in the last 24 years.
12. Well, yeah, that's counting Bill Belichick
No.
because he only did 1 year.
This is only head coaches.
Huh?
This is only head coaches.
Yeah, Bill Belichick was the head coach.
He was not the head coach.
Yeah, he was. He was the head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
Are you okay?
Okay, he was the head coach. You're right.
Oh my God. I remember it. It was the first year the Browns came back.
And yet he still sucked
Yeah.
because it was Cleveland.
You guys don't know nothing.
We know more. You had more than 4 friggin' head coaches.
Okay. But I knew Bill Belichick was the coach for the Browns before he went to New England Patriots.
Okay, but you didn't have 4 coaches, now did you?
We could have had Tom Brady.
Yeah, and like 20 years later.
Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Your Browns have had 12. The Jaguars have had 7. And this is just the last 24 years. Hold on.
Do you know anything then? You want to talk about us?
Yeah. You're questioning the Jaguar. That's 5 less than the Browns. That's a lot less.
Well, give it another 2-3 more years. That'll happen.
Uh-huh.
You're still going to be in the same boat as us at the bottom.
Not wrong.
I don't know why.
My Cowboys will go 14-3.
Why you
losing the
like
playoffs?
the
but-
Browns are up here and the Jags are down here when we're both right here? We're both top 10 picks in the freaking draft.
Hey, one
I
of
know.
y'all is a top 5 pick, and it's not the Jags. All right, so the Raiders part ways with Antonio Pierce. The Miami Dolphins fired their special teams coordinator and their wide receivers coach. The Patriots obviously fired Gerard Mayo. The Saints fired Dennis Allen.
Oh, man.
Obviously, we know Robert Saleh got fired by the Jets. 49ers fired their special teams coordinator and their defensive coordinator.
Wow.
The Seattle Seahawks fired their offensive coordinator, Ryan Grubb, and the Titans fired their executive vice president and general manager. Now, coaches that are staying put, Dave Canales in Carolina, and Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland. The Colts are retaining Shane Steichen. Interesting. The Dolphins are retaining Mike McDaniels, and the Giants are retaining Brian Dable.
Why?
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, here's some interviews that are happening. All right. So the Chicago Bears interviewed Thomas Brown, their interim head coach, Aaron Glenn, the Lions defensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, Lions offensive coordinator, the Dolphins defensive coordinator, Anthony Weaver. They interviewed Mike McCarthy. They interviewed Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores, Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith, Giants OC Mike Kafka, the Cardinals OC Drew Petzing, the Ravens OC Todd Monken will interview. Former Stanford coach and Broncos senior personal executive David Shaw has been interviewed. Mike Vrabel interviewed for that job. Pete Carroll interviewed for that job. Iowa State's coach Matt Campbell will interview. Former Panthers and Commanders head coach Ron Rivera interviewed. And the team wants to interview Marcus Freeman.
Whoa.
Whoa. From Notre Dame.
Yep. And the Dallas Cowboys will interview Robert Saleh. They will interview Leslie Frazier. And they will interview Kellen Moore.
Oh. He's laughing at you.
I get it. I'd be laughing too.
I'm the only 2 I laugh at is Robert Salas and Kellen Moore.
And,
Yeah.
Hey, and in new news, the Dallas Cowboys have appointed a new head coach. His name's Jerry Jones.
Well, it's Dion.
And although they did talk on the phone.
Yep.
But they haven't scheduled an interview. Or
Why wouldn't they try to get Marcus Freeman from Notre Dame and interview him? Why didn't they just say, okay, let's do Deion Sanders
What about Ryan Day?
or Ryan Day? Yeah,
Ryan Day.
that'd be the best bet for the Cowboys.
why did we wait a week until a week after all the other coaches, everybody knew they were gone, to decide, hey, yeah, we're not going to re-sign him. We just waited a week. It's just like the offseason last year. We just didn't do anything. Jerry Jones is lazy, okay? He doesn't want to work.
The old man needs to retire.
I got a funny joke.
Yeah.
If you hire Ryan Day, you'll only struggle against one team.
Yeah.
The Lions.
Yeah.
Because they're from Michigan.
That's good. Here's a real question. Why didn't they even try to interview Ben Johnson?
I don't know.
Why isn't that on that list?
I don't know.
Wow.
That Lions OC is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He needs to be on that. He needs to be interviewed by everybody.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson's a fantastic OC.
Oh yeah. You see the way he was jumping up in the air on that big play?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then on the flip side of everything, why didn't they move on from Mike McCarthy last year and let Dan Quinn take the helm?
True.
He was their DC.
True.
We could have kept him from going to Washington.
Yeah.
And kept him in Dallas,
Yeah.
which would have made way more sense.
Absolutely. 100%.
I don't know. Ask Jerry. That's a good question.
Oh no, Jerry doesn't take criticism. The second you ask him a question, he threatens to fire you.
Yeah.
I think we're all just really mad at our teams.
I'm just, as a Cowboys fan, I've been angry at Jerry Jones for 20 years.
We all just need to calm down about our teams. We're all mad.
Yeah. Browns need a better quarterback.
All right. Now, speaking of the Jaguars, they have interviewed Buccaneers OC Liam Cohen. The Lions OC Ben Johnson's interviewed. The Lions DC Aaron Glenn. Chiefs DC Steve Spagnuolo. The Eagles OC Kellen Moore they requested an interview with him. Oh, that's gold. The Bills OC Joe Brady, they requested an interview with him. The Raiders defensive coordinator Patrick Graham has been interviewed. They interviewed Robert Saleh too. They will interview the Vikings DC Brian Flores, and they've requested an interview with the Ravens OC Todd Monken.
Out of all those people,
I like them.
Knowing our luck, we'll hire Brian Flores
or Robert Saleh
or Robert Saleh,
Kellen Moore,
or Kellen Moore. Definitely not Ben Johnson. That's too good for us.
If I'm not mistaken,
that's crazy. I don't expect anything less.
Oh. I'm seeing so many mixed things. I've seen things that say Ben Johnson was retained.
Really?
Yeah. But I've also seen things that say he's leaving.
Wait and find out then.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wait and find out.
Maybe he's just exploring his options.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But then the Raiders will interview Ben Johnson. They've requested an interview with Aaron Glenn. Requested an interview with Steve Spagnuolo.
Okay.
And with Todd Monken. They've also requested an interview with Robert Saleh, Pete Carroll, and the Broncos DC Vance Joseph.
I didn't even know Pete Carroll was. Is he trying to get back?
I have no idea.
But the Seahawks fired him?
Oh, he's been gone.
Pete Carroll left.
Yeah, he retired or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's wanting to come back.
What it's looking like.
I guess.
The Saints requested interviews with Kellen Moore and Joe Brady. They also requested more with David Shaw, the Broncos senior personnel executive. They have interviewed Aaron Glenn and Mike Kafka, and they requested one with the Broncos QB coach, Davis Webb.
Wow.
The Jets interviewed Mike Vrabel. Clearly didn't get him. They also interviewed Ron Rivera, Rex Ryan, and they will interview Brian Flores and Josh McCown, which is the Vikings QB coach. They've requested that one. They requested interview with Joe Brady. They've interviewed Matt Nagy, which is the Chiefs OC. They've interviewed the Steelers OC, Arthur Smith. They requested an interview with the 49ers QB coach, Brian Greasy. I didn't even know he was still doing anything.
Yeah.
They've interviewed Aaron Glenn. They've interviewed Vance Joseph. They've interviewed the Texans OC, Bobby Slowick. They've also interviewed the Saints interim coach, Darren Rizzi, the Chiefs DC, Steve Spagnuolo, Maryland's head coach, Mike Loxley, and the Jets interim head coach and defensive coordinator, Jeff Ulbrich.
Wow.
Wow.
A lot.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And my Cowboys only interviewing 3 people.
3. And not and one of them isn't Ben Johnson.
And Kellen Moore will get the damn job because Jerry Jones is a homer like that.
Well, yeah. Well, Kellen Moore used to be one of your.
He used to be our OC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he got lucky, went to the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden he's a good coach. I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just got right place, right time.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's the Eagles OC.
Who, Kellen Moore?
Yeah. He got the right running back.
He got it handed to him.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe Kellen Moore.
I don't like it.
Write it down. I don't know if I believe it.
You don't believe in Kellen Moore?
I don't believe he's a head coach.
No.
Well, we all agree with that. I'll just go ahead and put it down. But Kellen Moore will fail.
As a head coach, to be more specific.
Says all.
It's nice that we all agree on that.
Nobody disagrees with that statement at all.
Nope.
All right. So, okay, let's dive in. We're going to bring up a mock draft.
Okay.
Which one? What about Mel Kiper's?
You want Mel Kiper's?
I kind of do. We all know who Mel Kiper is, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You mean Mel Kiper Jr.?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Draft big board rankings. I'm not seeing. I'm seeing his top players. I'm not in rankings. Oh, here it is. Here we go. Oh, come on. It's not. They don't have a.
Oh, it's not a list.
Oh, they don't have a list?
Boo.
Boo.
Yeah. Not seeing. I'm seeing it on YouTube and stuff, but I'm not seeing a mock draft from Mel Kiper.
Huh.
All right.
All right.
This is unfortunate.
Yeah, this is.
Let's get away from Mel Kiper and we could do. Hey, Walter Football has what? Charlie Campbell's only has the first half. Let's do the draft scout.
Okay.
All right. So the draft scout has going first overall Cam Ward to the Titans.
Wow.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number
No,
one.
I can't foresee that. No.
And then they got Travis Hunter going 2 to the Browns.
I like that. We need a corner. Yes, we do, because we got rid of Williams.
Yeah. You know what I like? Going third, Shador Sanders to the Giants. Please.
Wow. Wow.
I don't think he's NFL ready.
Nope. I don't either. I really don't.
You like Travis Hunter? What about an O-line?
I figure we can get that in the second round, but we do need another corner because we only have Des Ward, and Des Ward is almost in that peak of retirement.
Well, this has the first
So-
3 rounds, so we could have that conversation when we get to the second round.
Right.
We got Will Campbell, tackle out of LSU, going to the Patriots.
Wow. Yeah.
That makes sense. The Jaguars, Will Johnson.
Corner, Michigan. Yeah. I like it.
I don't hate it. I think
I don't hate it. I
the-
like it
the
because
hard part, me, is the Jaguars need all of it.
I mean, Will Johnson is a darn good corner. He's fast.
I never said he wasn't.
He's got good hands. He's
the
got
Jaguars-
he's got good man to
The
man.
hard part is to build a team, you got to start with the front. You should start with the front.
Right.
And every time you've seen teams start at the front lines,
Mm-hmm.
that's the ones that have success.
Right.
Typically,
We never pick O linemen.
ever.
Right.
Then you got the Vegas Raiders taking Titaroa McMillan, wide receiver out of Arizona. They need a lot more.
Oh, they
I
do.
don't know why they're taking a wide receiver in the first round.
Yeah, they need everything.
You had Devontae Adams and failed.
He's a game changer, but not at the Raiders.
Yeah. The Jets, Abdul Carter.
Ooh.
I like that.
I really like that.
Although I really don't think the Jets need more defensive help. They need offensive help.
Yeah, really, an O line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then the Panthers taking Jalen Walker out of Georgia.
Linebacker.
I mean, they need a lot of things.
yeah,
so I get it.
yeah, they do. Yeah.
The Saints taking Kelvin Banks Jr., tackle out of Texas. I like that.
Ooh, yeah.
The Bears taking Mason Graham, D tackle out of Michigan.
Yeah.
Bears really need to know line.
Yeah, they really do.
They don't need more defensive help.
Nope.
No.
Their defense played great.
Yeah, that defense
Yeah.
played great all year.
Yeah.
They need an O line.
And
Bad.
really bad.
If you want
Do you want to get more tutties?
Caleb Williams to actually play good football, you need to protect him.
Yeah.
He's out there running for his life.
Yeah.
I've done nothing but bash Caleb Williams. But at the end of the day, Caleb Williams should be able to do something if he's protected. The problem is he's not protected at all. So he was given a bad hand.
Yeah. If you want a pocket passer like the Bears want, you got to have a good O line.
Yeah.
Period. The end.
Yep. Then Josh Simmons, tackle out of Ohio State, going to San Fran.
Wow. Now that's really big.
Yep.
That is a plus for them.
100%. And then Luther Burden III, wide receiver out of Mizzou, going to Dallas. You need a damn running back.
Yeah.
A running back. I understand your locker room, wide receiver room's not very deep. But you need a damn running back because it's empty.
What about?
I mean, it's full of little guys.
Running back.
Any running back. Any of them. You need a running back.
Yep. Yep.
Miami Dolphins taking Josh Connerly, tackle out of Oregon.
Ooh,
I like that.
That's nice.
They really need to protect their quarterback.
Yeah.
Indianapolis taking Malaki Starks, safety out of Georgia. I like it. I think Indianapolis needs way more help than just a safety, though.
Yeah.
Falcons with Michael Williams, defensive end out of Georgia. Okay. I like that. I think the Falcons, they got some talent. I think what they really need is a receiver, though.
Yeah.
But that's my take. Obviously, they need a lot of defensive help as well.
Right.
Then the Cardinals taking Emeka Egbuka.
What?
Reunite Emeka Egbuka and Marvin Harrison Jr.
Ooh.
It's a nasty wide receiver duo.
Yeah.
The only question is, whose job is it to throw them the ball? Because Kyler will say it's not his.
Yeah.
The Bengals taking Nick Skolton, defensive end out of A&M. I like
that.
I think the Bengals, they need defensive help because that offense was humming this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
do.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yep. And then the Seahawks taking Cameron Williams, Texas tackle.
Yeah.
I really like that as well.
one too. Yeah.
They need a lot of help. At least they're starting in the right area, in my opinion.
Cameron Williams is a good place to start.
Yep. And Ashton Genty going to Houston.
No.
Yes, but no.
Can you imagine Ashton Genty and CJ Stroud?
They do need a running back.
What's wrong with Joe Mixon, who's been balling out?
I don't know.
I mean, this could make him the future.
Someone to sit behind.
or even making a duo. It could be
Or do
disgusting.
in and out. Yeah, that would be nasty.
They had the receivers. They have a pretty good old line.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Add a duo of Joe Mixon and Ashton Genty.
Disgusting.
That would be really bad.
That is a very high-powered offense. After
That's disgusting.
That would be really nasty.
Why do you think I'm sitting here like this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking James Pierce Jr., defensive out of Tennessee.
I like it.
I like it. I think they do need one more piece on that offensive line to help protect Baker. But I really like beefing up the defense a little bit here. Then the Broncos taking Tyler Warren.
Ooh.
I think they need a better O-line to protect Bo Nix.
But
that's my opinion.
I like the tight end because Bo Nix can pass to him and he'll never drop a damn ball.
Yeah.
He's very athletic too.
Yeah.
He can definitely play stand up in the slot receiver.
Yeah.
And he can definitely block on the line too.
And you can throw him in at fullback.
Yeah.
Run an I formation there.
Absolutely.
I think that's a good move. The Pittsburgh Steelers taking Wyatt Millum, tackle out of West Virginia. I love this pick.
Yeah, I do too.
Get somebody in there to protect your quarterback, whoever you go with.
Yeah, Russell Wilson or Justin Fields.
Yeah, Steelers aren't afraid to take offensive linemen.
Yeah.
But the Jaguars are.
The LA Rams taking Ariante Ursary, tackle out of Minnesota.
I love that.
I really like that.
I love that. I mean, man, he is a big boy.
Yeah. I really like that. Green Bay Packers taking Jade Barron, corner out of Texas.
I don't think
they don't really need offensive pieces. Jordan Love needs to settle down, stop forcing things.
Yeah.
And I think that comes with time.
Yeah.
They got a good running back. They got good receivers. I think it's a good pick. I like it.
Yeah.
Their O-line's not bad by any means. I like that. And then the Chargers taking Colston Loveland.
You know what? I knew Jim Harbaugh would do this. I mean, come on. Reunite Colton Loveless. He needs more meat on his bones.
No, he doesn't.
Well, he's
a receiving tight end. He's not a blocking tight end.
He's a vertical threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's two different types of players there at tight end position.
Definitely has hands.
Yeah, he's got good hands.
I think, and this is me personally, in my opinion, I think the Chargers would do better going for an actual receiver because I think they need that help on the edge.
Yeah.
Or on the flip side of that, beef up that O-line a little bit more to help protect a good running game or even draft a better running back.
Yep.
J.K. Dobbins, love the guy. He's not it. He's not a star in the NFL. He's just not. And I think if you want to move forward as a running offense that Jim Harbaugh loves to run, you need somebody bigger and better.
Hey.
Yeah.
You can't get Ashton Genty, go get Ollie Gordon.
Or trade up.
Ollie Gordon, yeah.
Or trade up for Ashton Genty.
Whichever you love more.
Yeah.
Then you got Washington Commanders taking Benjamin Morrison.
Corner out of Notre Dame.
That's a high-power corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Ravens taking Trey Amos. Corner out of Ole Miss. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that too. Yeah.
Beef up the defense a little bit. And the Philadelphia Eagles taking Jack Sawyer. I hate it. I'm done. I hate you. This entire thing sucks. I hate my life.
Oh man. That's nasty. That's a man. Jack Sawyer, the Eagles.
Reaping havoc on Dak Prescott. Huh?
Oh man. If I was Jack Prescott, or if I was Prescott, I would just kneel and beg.
Ooh, kneel and beg.
If that happens, I need the nearest cliff. I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore.
Folks, I just think Chuck just had a heart attack.
Although I will say this, I don't think that happens because Philly really likes Georgia and Alabama.
That's fair. Yeah.
But the way Jack Sawyer's been playing, and him and the nanny, wow! I believe it. I would believe it.
I don't know if the next.
I'd rather see him go sooner, personally.
I don't know if the next one's accurate because I think Kenneth Grant's staying.
Oh, well, I mean, this is just it's a mock draft, so I don't know.
Right.
The Buffalo Bills taking Kenneth Grant, D tackle out of Michigan.
I think he's staying.
But if he's not, and if the draft goes this way, that it's a mock.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's a great addition. I think the Bills really need help in the wide receiver room, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh,
Wide receiver.
100%.
Yep.
Then the Vikings taking Shavin Revel, corner out of East Carolina. Okay, they definitely need corner help. I think the Vikings need a lot of help though. I
really do.
Let him back in here. He needs to stop this. Sorry, that's my dog. He's been whining this entire time. Then you got the Detroit Lions taking Tyler Booker, guard out of Alabama. I love it. They don't need anything else. So beef up that O-line and make it even better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then they got the Chiefs taking Derek Harmon, defensive tackle from Oregon.
Ooh.
Again, love it. Beef up that defense.
Yeah.
They don't need the offensive pieces right now.
Mm-hmm.
In the second round, they got the Browns taking Quinn Ewers.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
I love it. Yeah. Why not? Yes. I would love that.
And then they got the Giants taking Maxwell Harrison, corner out of Kentucky. They need a lot of help.
Yeah.
So. Tennessee Titans taking Alec Ayo Manor, wide receiver out of Stanford, to help out with Cam Ward. Okay, yeah. I mean, they need a run game.
Maybe.
They need an O-line.
Yeah.
My take.
Yeah.
And then you got the Jaguars taking Donovan Jackson, guard Ohio State.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That would be really
He
nice.
can play tackle, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the Raiders taking Jalen Milrow, and now we're talking.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Okay.
And then you got the Patriots taking Isaiah Bond.
Oh,
I like
man.
that too.
Texas. Yeah.
And then the Bears taking Jonah Savanai, guard, Arizona. Finally.
Yes. Finally.
I think they need to do that with their first pick as well.
Yes.
But
yes,
that's my take. The New Orleans Saints taking Walter Nolan, defensive tackle out of Ole Miss.
Yep.
Okay. Beef up those lines. I like that. And then the Chicago Bears taking Shamar Stewart, defensive end, Texas A&M. And I'm right back to why.
Why? Yep. They need an O-line.
You could have got 3 O-linemen there.
Yeah. You already got a good defense. I don't know why.
Yeah. And then you got the New York Jets taking Carson Beck. Carson Beck's returning. We know this isn't going to happen, but that would have been beautiful.
That would have been good, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got the Niners taking Landon Jackson, defensive end out of Arkansas.
Okay.
I like that because there you go. There you go again. Who's Joey Bosa? Nick Bosa will need help on the other side for defense.
But
so I do like it.
Personally, I think the 49ers, they need to figure something out with that offense because the offense isn't humming. They need if CMC's out, that offense is done.
Right.
I can see a running back, yeah.
Yeah.
So I can see something.
Yeah.
And with the 12th pick, you got the Cowboys taking Omarion Hampton, running back out of North Carolina. At least for taking a running back, I guess.
Okay.
And then you got the Colts taking Darian Porter, corner out of Iowa State. Talk about beefing up that second.
They do need a corner really bad.
They need a lot.
Yeah, they need a lot.
Then you got the Falcons taking Jihad Campbell, linebacker, Alabama. Love it. Beef that defense up a bit.
Uh-huh.
And then you got the Cardinals taking TJ Sanders, defensive tackle out of South Carolina. I like it. I think they need to do some things coming with the defense, get that offense humming better.
Yeah.
Maybe a running back in Arizona, but
yeah.
You got the Dolphins taking Gray Zabel, guard, North Dakota State, and now we're talking. That's a team that wants to know.
Yeah.
They know
they need to
need to do this.
They need to protect the quarterback for Miami.
They definitely get it.
Yeah.
Tua gets hurt.
Tua gets hurt, you're done.
And then the Cincinnati Bengals taking Xavier Restrepo. I hate it.
No.
Hate it.
I like the person.
You don't need a receiver in Cincinnati.
You don't.
No.
Not when you got
not at Cincinnati, but Xavier Restrepo.
Solid guy, but they don't need a receiver.
They don't.
No.
Seattle Seahawks taking Chris Paul Jr., linebacker, Ole Miss.
Yeah.
They
I
need a
like
lot of
that.
help, so I like bouncing
Yeah.
around there.
They need a lot of help on defense.
Then the Houston Texans taking Dylan Fairchild, guard Georgia. I love it.
I love it. I love it.
Get some protection for Genty, Mixon, and Stroud.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And the Buccaneers taking Mello Dotson, corner out of Kansas. Again, you need an O-line.
Yeah.
And then you got the Denver Broncos taking Caleb Johnson, running back out of Iowa. Caleb Johnson and Tyler Warren to add to that offense. That could be good. And that defense is solid. They don't need to go getting crazy with that.
Yeah, that helped Nick. Or that helps the quarterback.
That's definitely two weapons.
And then the Pittsburgh Steelers taking Dylan Gabriel.
3 quarterbacks?
Well, I don't know that. I know that Russell Wilson was a 1-year sign. So I think he's going to be a free agent.
Okay.
And maybe you let Dylan Gabriel sit under Justin Fields for a couple of years and use him as trade fodder from there.
Yeah, because Gabriel, he is really good, man. I'm telling you, that guy reminds me, when he's hot, he reminds me of another Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and I personally think that he's a NFL-ready guy.
Yeah, I think he is.
I like the idea of sitting him a year.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's been playing for about 7, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Carolina Panthers traded the Rams for their pick to get Trey Harris, wide receiver, Ole Miss. They need a lot. I'm with it.
I'm with it. Yeah.
Definitely a receiver like Trey Harris. Yeah.
Yep. And then the Packers take Tyreek Williams, defensive tackle, Ohio State.
I love it.
Love it.
Love it. They do need a D-line
Beef
bad.
up that defense.
Yep.
And then the Chargers taking Princely Uman Milan, defensive end, Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Okay, I still think they need to beef up that offense.
I do too.
Offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In LA, if you're going to run a Jim Harbaugh style offense.
Yep.
That's my take. Chargers were good.
Yeah.
They really were, but they had a pass style offense. And if you want to make it yours, I understand Jim Harbaugh, he loves his very solid defense, so I don't hate the pick. But I really think they need to focus on that O-line to get that offense humming the way he wants it.
Yeah.
Washington Commanders, Ashton Gelati, defensive end out of Louisville.
I like it.
I really like it. Beef up that defense.
Yeah.
Get more pieces for that.
To the puzzle. Yep. Yep. Washington's looking good.
The Baltimore Ravens taking Armand Membao, tackle out of Mizzou.
I like
and
that.
I really like that.
That's a monster. I mean, he's 6'7".
More beef for that. More beef for that running game. Let's be real.
Yeah. Derrick Henry. Yeah.
And then it's got the Eagles taking Gunnar Helm, tight end, Texas.
Wow.
And Jack Sawyer, I'm done. I surrender. Where's my white flag?
Wow. I can't believe Chuck would ever do the white flag.
Dude, Gunnar Helm is a monster. I mean, everybody saw him in the playoffs, so
yeah,
y'all know who Gunnar.
Though I think maybe they should have considered this one. The Buffalo Bills take JT Tumalau. You mean to tell me you can get JT and Jack Sawyer on the same defense?
Oh, Eagles. Do that, Eagles.
Yeah.
Don't
do that.
It. Please
do
no.
that, Eagles. You'd be humming. That defense would be. I'd be going
scary.
Eagles all year next year.
Even against Dallas, I'll be picking.
Yeah, Eagles.
I'll be in tears. Then the Buffalo Bills trading for Minnesota's pick right after that to take Kevin Winston Jr., safety out of Penn State. I love what the Bills are building with this. It's all three defensive players. We got defensive end, defensive tackle, safety. We're hitting at multiple levels. We're doing great things. That defense really needs to be built back up.
Yeah.
Because the defense is in shambles.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't help. I mean, I really think they need to beef up that O-line a little bit. Give J.J. McCarthy something to be protected by.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day.
They also haven't picked one receiver yet either.
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, no, it's not. It's the Bills. They need a receiver.
Yeah.
But the Bills beef up that defense. You don't need a receiver. Realistically, you got Josh Allen. Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, he has proved it all year.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the Lions taking Kyle Kennard, defensive end, South Carolina. Yeah, just go ahead and beef up that defensive front even more.
Nah.
Well, they need depth on defense. We all know that they had like 37 injuries on defense
I mean,
this year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, their defense is so young. I mean, at this
Yeah.
point, you're just sitting people behind people to.
Yeah.
That creates a dynasty.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Then you got the Chiefs taking Dylan Sampson, running back out of Tennessee.
That's
I like that.
awesome. I like that.
That's a good running back.
Yeah.
And then you get to round 3, and you got the New York Giants taking Marcus Mbao, tackle out of Purdue. And I love it. You're finally building something with an O-line.
I love
And the
it.
Giants are desperate for that.
Yeah.
And then you got the Kansas City Chiefs trading up with Tennessee or getting a pick from Tennessee for Xavier Watts, safety out of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I like that.
Absolutely.
I love it.
And then you got the Cleveland Browns taking Quinshawn Judkins.
Oh,
A running back for Ohio State. Ching, ching.
that's actually really good.
I love it. Tell me you don't have faith in Nick Chubb without saying it.
No, the 3 people. Look, listen to this: Quinshawn, Travis Hunter, Quinn Ewers, all on the
Disgusting.
same freaking team.
Disgusting.
Wow, this is going. The Browns. We're looking to improve.
Yeah.
And
That's really good weapons.
Yeah, it is.
Mm.
That's scary.
That is
he
scary.
can run the ball and catch the ball in the
and
backfield.
my favorite pick there's Quinn Ewers out of all of it though.
Yeah,
the
I do
second
too.
round?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
yeah.
Then you got the Raiders taking Donovan Ruruku. I said that wrong. I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce this one. Defensive end, Boston College.
Yeah, they do.
I like
need
that.
help on
They need-
defense.
They need a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
And the Patriots, just 2 picks after Quinshawn Judkins, Travion Henderson.
Ohio State. Yeah.
Tell me you want him to go die. Got it.
Those are 3 really good people there
And-
too, though.
Yeah, and but the Patriots don't need a running back
They don't. They don't.
unless they're trying to run a two running back set, which would make I get.
Call me dumb, but who's the Patriots running back?
I don't remember his name right offhand.
Well, if you, I don't know either, so he must stink.
He doesn't.
I'm not saying they don't have one. Or
Ramondre Stevenson.
He stinks.
No, he doesn't.
ooh,
You're wrong. you're just wrong.
Well, nobody could know his name.
Well, that's because they don't have an O line at all. You could put gold back there, and it will be dust.
they'll turn to Browns.
Yeah, so fast. Then you got the Jaguars taking Evan Stewart, wide receiver, Oregon.
We took Donovan Jackson.
At least you grabbed one alignment,
Oh, just one. I hope you can guard 4 other people.
right? And then you got the Saints taking Mike Green, defensive end out of Marshall. I like that. Beef up that D line hard.
Yeah.
That's 2.
And then the Bears taking Jared Wilson, center out of Georgia. Now we're
Love
cooking.
it.
Thank you.
Love it.
And now the Bears are a viable team. Maybe not because they're in that.
Well, you got
division,
Jarrett Wilson, center from Georgia.
That's
So
a,
he's going to be that's a big difference.
that's a guard and a center at least.
Yeah.
And then you got the Las Vegas Raiders taking Cam Scatterbo.
Attaboy.
I love that. That's building.
Cam
That's building a
Scatterbo,
team.
That kid
running
has,
back, Arizona State.
That
Yep.
kid has all heart.
Yeah, he does. And then the Panthers taking Alfred Collins, defensive tackle out of Texas.
Mhm.
Build up that D line.
Yep.
I'm all for it. I
Yep.
think the Panthers need no line to go with it. Something to make sure that the quarterbacks don't go there and die. But
Yeah.
at least we're doing something.
Yep.
And the Panthers need to do something.
Yep.
The 49ers, Deion Walker, defensive tackle out of Kentucky. Again, it's the
Wow.
fronts.
Wow.
They're focused on the fronts, and I
That
can't.
Deion Walker, D tackle from Kentucky, really good.
Yep.
Really good.
And then the Cowboys taking Jared Ivey, defensive end out of Ole Miss, and I just sit here and say why.
Why? Yep. Don't need a D tackle.
You don't need a DN. You need D tackles.
You don't need D ends.
Definitely somebody who can stop the run.
You don't need DNs. You
No.
don't need edge guys.
Nope.
You need middle.
You got 2 good ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got Micah Parsons, and then
Nope.
who's that really good fast guy?
Overshot.
Yes. Dang it. So you need a D tackle.
Yeah. And then the Patriots taking Nick Emenworry, safety out of South Carolina. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, they need so much help that I get it.
Yeah, secondary need. Yeah, they need help.
The Cardinals taking Charles Grant, tackle out of William and Mary. I don't know this guy. I don't know this name at all.
I don't either.
But it's no lineman, and I'm happy.
Yeah, they need it. They need an old lineman.
Maybe he's not so tall, so Kyler can see over him.
Yeah. He needs glasses. I got bifocals. You want to wear them?
And then you got the Commanders taking Jaden Higgins, wide receiver out of Iowa State. Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Get some more in there other than just Scary Terry.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yep. Me too.
Hey, they got Noah Brown.
I said what I said. The Indianapolis Colts take Mason Taylor, tight end out of LSU.
Ooh, love
Okay.
that.
They need a build. They got a lot to build. So I'm with it.
They do need a tight end.
As long as they don't draft a left guard. Because that would be stupid.
Yeah.
They got one of the best left guards in football. So
Mm-hmm.
the Cincinnati Bengals taking Shamar Turner, defensive tackle out of A&M. Beef up the defense. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yep. Me
We
too.
need more of that.
Like it.
And then we got the Seahawks taking Tate Ratledge, guard out of Georgia.
Love it.
They're starting in the core, and I'm with
Yeah.
it.
They're wanting to protect Geno a lot. And that's a plus.
And then you got the Houston Texans taking Vernon Broughton, defensive tackle out of Texas. Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. Ashton Genty, Dylan Fairchild, and Vernon Broughton.
Oh,
I love
man.
it. Now, the Texans have been drafting really good the last few years. So,
Yeah, they really have.
If they draft like that,
they're going to be really
that
nasty.
team's only going to get scarier.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking Jack Beck, wide receiver TCU. I mean, okay.
Maybe a little.
I think they need to focus
on the O-line.
Well, more defense there. They got a decent O-line. It's not phenomenal, but it's not bad.
Maybe somebody to replace Mike Evans.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Then you got the Broncos taking Tez Johnson, wide receiver out of Oregon. And now we're giving Bo Nix weapons, but no protection. Got it.
Fast.
Right.
Speed.
It's all weapons in Denver. No blocking.
Yeah.
Yeah. All really good weapons and no blocking.
Yeah.
And then the Steelers taking Savion Williams, wide receiver TCU, and I'm all for it.
Yeah. They do need a wide receiver.
Though I feel like they need to get a little bit going with the defense here at some point.
Yeah.
I know the Steelers defense is pretty good, but you got to step up if you want to compete with the Ravens.
Yeah, you definitely need bigger, stronger people to take down Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Rams taking Zy Alexander, corner out of LSU. I like it.
I like it.
Okay.
Beef up the defense a little bit. You already beefed up the line a little bit. I'm all for it. Packers, Emory Jones, tackle LSU.
Ooh. Love it.
And now we're cooking with gas.
Now I'm liking it.
I'm surprised he's going that low.
Protecting Love. That
Jones
works.
low.
That
and then,
would work.
And then you got the Chargers taking Sebastian Castro, corner out of Iowa. And I will say, you can tell if this is how the draft goes, it's all focused on defense.
Yep.
We stretched for Colson Loveland because I'm a Michigan guy, but we're going to focus on defense from there.
Yep.
And that's what you hear from Jim Harbaugh at that point.
Yep.
Then you got the Saints grabbing Jalen Royals, wide receiver, Utah State. And okay. So the Saints, they got no lineman. They got a D tackle at the end, and then they go for a wide receiver. Okay. I think the Saints wide receiver core is good enough. I don't think you need to build on it. I think you need to focus on that O-line. O-line, maybe go for an interior guy here.
Yep.
But I don't hate it.
I don't either. But you're right, Chuck. They do need an O-line.
I mean, their O-line was playing fantastic early season this year, and then it just fell apart. So
yeah.
But the Baltimore Ravens, Lathan Ransom, safety, Ohio State.
Love it.
Beef up the secondary in Baltimore.
Yep.
I like it.
I like it too. And it makes that secondary even faster.
Yep.
And better.
And then the Eagles taking Jeffrey Bossa, linebacker, Oregon. And again, I'm done. I quit. I retire.
Wow.
White flag.
Wow. Jeez, oh, Pete. Jack Sawyer, Gunnar Helms, and Jeffrey Bates.
Hunter Helms or possibly JT Tumalau.
Wow.
And then he was almost
It
linebacker.
doesn't matter. I'm scared.
It was almost linebacker of the year, Jeffrey
Yeah.
Pasa.
Yeah.
And then the Browns take Blake Miller, tackle out of Clemson, and finally.
Yeah.
Blake.
Now the
Miller.
Browns got a good O-line.
Yeah, they got
Let's
pretty
beef it up
good.
and make it better.
Yeah. I mean, look at what we got last year. The guard out of Michigan. And he's good. He's in there. He played all year this year for our offensive line.
But I think you add Quinn Ewers, Quinshawn Judkins, Travis Hunter, and Blake Miller. That's scary.
Yeah.
The Browns might be viable. Their defense needs a lot of work from there, but might be viable.
Yep.
Then you got the Jaguars taking Andrew Makuba, safety out of Texas.
Wow.
Tell me you don't care about protecting Trevor Lawrence without telling me.
Nope. You're not telling me you're not going to protect him.
And then the pick of the year, the New York Jets take the best tight end in football, Harold Fannin Jr., tight end out of Bowling Green.
Oh man. Wow.
I don't know why you're looking at me.
Wow.
You don't disagree, do you?
No.
No. Carson Beck.
I love that pick.
I love that pick too.
I still think they need to build
Jets
a line.
they need a tight end and maybe use him as a wide receiver.
He's big.
He's big.
He's big,
He's a
but
big boy.
he can block.
Nah, not well enough. He's a receiving tight end that's got size.
Yeah,
He's going to be a
he's got
possession guy.
hands.
He's a possession guy.
But he's got hands for help.
Well, I mean, he had the most receptions, most receiving yards, and most receiving touchdowns out of all tight ends in college football this year. So there's that.
Yep.
And then the Chiefs take Josiah Stewart, defensive end out of Michigan.
Ooh.
And again, I like it.
I like it too.
Beef up that defense.
Stewart is really good.
That defense played really well this year.
Yeah.
In a lot of games.
Yeah.
But I like that.
Kansas City.
Mahomes is going to come back to Pat Mahomes at some point.
Right.
Travis Kelce is going to come back to being Travis Kelce at some point.
Right.
Minnesota Vikings compensatory pick, Devin Neal, running back Kansas. I don't know how he waited this long.
Yeah. Me neither.
But I like it.
Devin Neal is a good running back.
And then the Dolphins with the compensatory pick for Azarai Thomas, corner out of Florida State. And why would you want anything to do with Florida State?
That Thomas dude out of Florida State, he's a really good corner.
Was he the only player there? Because the rest of the team sucked.
Yeah.
And then the Dolphins get another compensatory pick, Torrey Horton, wide receiver, Colorado State. Why?
Why?
Is this to replace Hill if he actually leaves? Well, what are we doing?
Yep.
I don't know.
And then the Rams compensatory pick, Barrett Carter, linebacker, Clemson. And I like that.
I like that too.
The Rams beef up that defense a little bit more and it'll be dirty. I mean, they already got a great coach.
Yeah.
And then the Niners taking Denzel Burke, corner out of Ohio State.
Ooh. That's good.
I still think that offense needs to hum.
Yep.
And Burke dropped a lot this year to me.
Well, I mean, that's why he's in the third round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is our mock draft.
That's
Who
it.
do you think won that mock draft?
Oh, the Browns. For sure.
Or the Eagles?
Browns
or Eagles, dude.
Brown and Eagles. I'd say both. Browns and Eagles.
I might have to go Browns a little more.
Yeah,
all those
nasty.
All those picks were nasty.
Yeah.
I think so.
I would love to see that.
I would love to see us get at quarterback.
All those people.
From Texas.
All those people.
Longhorns. Oh yeah.
Do it exactly.
That would be
if they did it exactly how that happened. Whew.
But don't I would say this, Brandon, if you can please agree with me. Don't start him as they did every rookie. Keep Jameis Winston starting and go with under.
Yeah. I mean, Jameis Winston knows the ins and outs. He's a veteran.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
that's not a bad.
Well,
Not a bad decision.
my thought process here is this. All right. So you do have a veteran quarterback on the bench, right?
Right.
Regardless.
Regardless.
No,
yeah.
nobody likes him.
No.
He's a horrible human.
Right.
But you have a veteran quarterback that knows the ins and outs of this game at this level
Right.
on the bench.
Right.
So even if you put Quinn Ewers in there right away,
Right.
you just tell your veteran, make sure to coach him up.
Right.
And I think it'll be fine.
Absolutely.
Even he's out there getting reps, he's then getting coached up off the field. I think you could still have a good amount of success. They got a
Right.
good old line to protect him. I think Quinn Ewers would be a really, really solid guy to have back there.
Right. Absolutely. I think I'm loving.
Even if you start him right away, I think it works because Quinn Ewers is NFL ready.
Right. I'm even loving Ashton Genty. Have him start for the Browns, and
No.
Junkins, yeah, and switch between him and Nick Chubbs.
Well, especially with
Because,
Chubb, Chubb didn't make it back to full this year. He did not.
No, he didn't make it to full coverage.
I think if you run a dual back system in Cleveland, I think it'll help out a ton because.
Oh, you mean it's like a split back type thing?
Well, you swap them in and out. You run a dual running backs because I think then you have a better chance of Nick Chubb staying healthy.
Yeah,
and I think
absolutely.
that's highly important.
Because that's what we did against that when we had Hunter.
Kareem Hunt.
Trayvon who?
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt, yes. When we had Kareem Hunt, that's what we did with Nick Chubbs. In and out with Kareem Hunt, and it saved Nick Chubbs, And I agree, 100%.
I still think the funniest part is that Kareem Hunt's a Chief again.
Yeah. He's back as a Kansas City Chiefs. Yep.
Where he got fired.
Yeah.
Hilarious. But all that being said, I think we're done here.
Yep.
That was fun.
Bring us the comments, folks.
Don't forget.
We love all the comments.
We want to know what your thoughts on who's going to win this divisional round and who's going to win the national championship. We want to see it in the comments. And heck, if we're wrong and Notre Dame wins the Natty, make fun of us.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
I'll take the bad comments too.
Tell us.
Yep.
I'm not scared.
I'm not. Yeah, me neither.
Tell us who you want your team to draft. What player?
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
But all that being said, we're done. I'm going to take us off camera and.
Yep. Thank you, folks, for watching Garage Sports Ohio.